Hello, everybody. Welcome back to ThreadTalk. I'm your host, Teresa.
And I'm Denver.
And today we are talking about... Wait, what is the episode called? This is Cringe?
This is Cringe. Your intro was cringe.
Yes. I know, right?
You can't even remember what we're doing? Come on. We are professionals now. This is episode 29.
We're trying.
We're supposed to be like a tight, solid ship.
I'm trying. But yeah, this episode is going to be about cringy stuff. You know those ones where this happens to me all the time. When I randomly think about something that happened to me like 15 years ago and I just sit there embarrassed and cringe about like something I said or like something I did. Ooh. That was embarrassing. Do you ever do that?
Yeah, sometimes.
I do that about like the most random, stupidest stuff.
Tell me something. Give me a cringe moment.
I don't know now. Now you're putting me on the spot.
10-year-old Teresa.
I guess 15 years ago would be 10-year-old me. I'm trying to think. You give me one, so it gives me
cringe
time to think.
moment. I'm on the spot. I didn't think of this. Okay, well, we'll go through the episode.
Yeah.
Maybe at the end of the episode, we'll try to think of some personal life experiences, and we'll save that for the end.
All right.
But there's a lot of new people here from Spotify who are testing us out for the first time, so we need to get into the Reddit stories and get them hooked, and then maybe by the end of the episode, we'll tell them a little bit about us. Maybe we'll give them a life update of what we did on the weekend. Teresa won something for the first time in our relationship.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Oh, I literally said I can't wait to talk about this on the podcast.
Yeah, so we'll bring that up at the end. Like, if you're new, what we like to do is we hop into the stories. I've got 7 stories for my side. Teresa's got 7 stories for her side. We sometimes don't get all the way through to them, so you can expect anywhere between 10 to 14 stories over the next 2 hours. And then at the end of the episode, we'll do a little bit of life update, talk about any things that have happened to us recently.
Yep, sounds good. Who wants to start?
I can start.
Did you want to say something else?
Yeah, before I get into it, I just want to thank all you guys new to Spotify, everybody on YouTube as well. We just passed 9,500 subscribers, so thank you guys so much. We appreciate that. All the members who are joining in, the YouTube members for early access to the episode is great. Everybody on Spotify who's been leaving us the 5-star reviews and the comments down on the episode, helping us out so much. We just appreciate it, and thank you guys so much. Love all the support that you guys give us. And yeah, let's go.
All right.
I'm going to start off with this one is from the subreddit Ask Men. It was posted 2 months ago, and the title is How to Approach My Girlfriend About Her Sending Me TikToks Rather Than Discussing the Issues at Hand.
Oh, not the passive aggressiveness.
Teresa sends me TikToks all the time.
Yeah, but not like in a passive aggressive way.
Not like this. Not like this. All right. My girlfriend has called me stingy, but I call myself financially conscious. Today, she sent me a TikTok featuring a girl who is visibly upset with the caption, quote, "When he's flipping out about paying for your guys' $20 In-N-Out meal, but your ex literally would drop a bag every time you went out." The comments only seem to reinforce this. Comments such as, like, $20, bitch, stop. Oh my God, go back. Literally crying emoji. I miss him. Too real to be honest, etc. We've been dating for about 18 months now. She makes little comments about it from time to time. I asked when we initially started dating how she felt about rotating. The idea being I pay for this date, she can pay for the next, regardless of the total. If this was a big issue, why not bring it up initially? Instead of talking to me about it, she complains and reposts or send me these TikToks. Additionally, whenever I try to bring up a touchy subject that needs to be addressed, she shuts down and goes home. No hug or kiss goodbye. Any advice for a young man in his early 20s and his girlfriend the same age? Questions on further details are welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, that's super cringe and immature.
Yeah.
That's like...
You got any advice for him?
Break up with her.
Run.
Like, I don't know. If she can't use her words to communicate with you, like, you probably don't want to be in a relationship with her long term. You don't want to get married to that. Like,
no.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there are still like really young, early 20s, I guess. I mean, I'm mid-20s now, but but still, I think like maybe there's time for them to, or her to, I don't know, mature But if this is the way it's been for 18 months, like, it's likely that it's not going to change.
Yeah, I don't think this is an issue of maturing. I think this is just an issue of her views on the world.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't really think it's maturing. Like, like how were we when we first started dating?
We rotated.
Did we?
Yeah. Didn't we?
I feel like I just paid for everything.
I don't think that's true.
Yeah, I'm joking. But I think like honestly, I can't remember, but I feel like we kind of did, even on
We
the
did
very
rotate.
first date. I think
Well, we
I
didn't
paid.
like say it.
No, but I think I paid for mini golf, and then you offered to pay for dinner, and then I didn't let you. But then I think
And
you
then I
paid for the
movie.
movies. I
So
think you
our
paid for the
first date,
movies.
we did 3 freaking dates in one.
We were talking about this the other day.
Yeah,
too.
yesterday. We started off with mini golf, and then we went to dinner, and then we watched a movie all in one night.
Yeah.
And it was, when I tell people that, they're like, "What?" Like,
We just didn't want the date to end.
yeah. Well, yeah, the movie wasn't planned.
The movie wasn't. We were gonna do mini golf and dinner.
Yeah.
And then after dinner, we were just having such a good time.
We're like, "Oh, let's go see a movie."
Yeah, we didn't even know what movie we were going to see. We ended up seeing something with like Ryan Gosling in it.
It was so
Teresa
boring.
hated it. It was boring, and then I kissed her in the movie theater, and she almost broke up. She almost ended everything right there. Almost didn't make it past that.
I was like, "Dude, why are you kissing me in the movie theater?" Like, that was cringe to me. I was like, "Ugh." But
Everything
here we
else
are
is great.
now.
We made it through.
The rest is history.
And then I think following dates, I think we did rotate because I didn't want to split anything. So I'm pretty.
we never
I was a
split.
pretty big believer in rotating. I was like, hey, you'd pay for the next thing.
Yeah.
Now we just split everything because we have a single credit card, and we're like, anytime we go do anything, we use our credit card,
Yeah.
and we just split everything now.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't really believe in like, because you're a man, you have to pay for everything. I don't like that. I think if you both have working jobs, paying jobs, why should the man have to pay? So, yeah, I think like for me, it is a little bit of a maturity thing because I don't know. I think the mature thing to do is to just rotate. Like, you're a partnership. You're both around the same age. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Top comment on this one is you need to find a TikTok that says, quote, breaking up with her because she'd rather send TikToks than talk.
Yes. Literally.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say, like, if it's not for the fact that you're going to break up with her because she thinks that you should be paying for everything, I'd break up for the lack of communication that this girl has. She sends you TikTok about these things, and she just shuts down and goes home. No hug, no kiss goodbye, or no communication. Like, I'd break up around that stuff. So you have 2 reasons.
Yeah.
Time to move on.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's a maturity thing because like the passive aggressiveness is like something that I used to do. I feel like I don't know with you, but like when I was in high school and stuff, like I used to like, I don't know, like subtweet or like retweet stuff that was like that I wanted a specific person to see. You know, like, I don't know. I think that's
Glad
just
you
like
matured.
my era or like not my era, my
Generation.
yeah.
I was gonna say, because like for me, like there's a little bit of an age gap between us, 5 years.
Yeah.
So like I didn't get Instagram till grade 12 was over. There's no Twitter. I never had any of that stuff to do. High school. Thank God.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember I think I got Instagram in like grade 9.
Bro, it was tough enough just dealing with Facebook.
Yeah.
I still remember
barely had
MSN
Facebook.
Messenger.
Yeah.
Grade 9 MSN Messenger was
Me too.
That was the shit.
The shit.
The shit. All right.
Oh yeah, and with MSN Messenger, I used to like put in my status too. Like even in like elementary school, I used to like be passive aggressive with my statuses.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you never used to. Well,
no,
you're a man. I feel like
no, we don't do passive aggressive. I just remember like logging off and logging back on if the person didn't message me.
yes, to get the little notification on the right.
Yeah.
Like, oh, blank is
Such and such
online. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's been
stop.
5 minutes. This person hasn't messaged me. Like, what the? I don't want to message them first.
Yeah.
And I sign off and sign back
Oh my
on.
God, the good old days.
Good old days.
All right.
There's potentially some people listening to this who are 18 who are like, MSN sounds like dial-up internet.
Oh man.
All right, back to you.
Am I the asshole for not telling my wife about an incident with her best friend? I'm going to give a trigger warning. Talks of domestic violence.
And sounds like infidelity. I could be wrong though.
What about the title give you that?
Say the title again.
Am I the asshole for not telling my wife about an incident with her best friend?
An incident with her best friend. Sounds like potential infidelity.
Interesting. Okay.
Yep.
Let's listen. I want to be very sensitive when writing in here, but I have been dealing with an unbearable guilt and I wanted to know if what I am doing is wrong. I really do not want to trigger anyone, but I will be writing about a very sad situation. I, 33 male, have been married to my wife, 31 female, for 6 years, and we have a 3-year-old kid. We are very happy together, and I am lucky to be married to a very kind and smart woman. My wife's best friend, Anna, fake name for anonymity, has been living with us for the last 6 months. I wanted to talk about Anna to give full context of why I am making my decision. Anna is my wife's best friend since school days. Anna was living in the city with her boyfriend, and we live in the suburbs of that city. They seemed happy together and were in a relationship for 2 years. However, my wife noticed bruises on Anna's hand last year and asked her about it. Initially, Anna dismissed it as work-related injuries. My wife kept on probing, and we learned that Anna was in an extremely toxic and abusive relationship. Her boyfriend lost his job last year and became extremely controlling and abusive towards her. He constantly accused her of cheating. Anna denies it. Made her link her phone messenger to his computer and started micromanaging finances. There was an incident of domestic violence that was the final straw, and my wife and I had to rush to the hospital to look after Anna. Since Anna's parents are mostly absent from her life, my wife asked me if Anna could stay with us for a few days. We are 3 people living in a 4-bedroom house and have 2 spare guest rooms. I of course agreed to it and told her that Anna could stay with us as long as she wants. I think the incident completely broke Anna, and she would just start crying randomly and completely shut down. It was really sad to see Anna in that state. She had to leave her job due to mental issues and stayed at home in the room all day. My wife is very kind and took care of Anna like she was family and made sure she felt loved. Anna is also thankful to my wife and I to help her in the worst time and helps around the house and with our kid, though we never really leave him alone with Anna. Anna now is coming back to normal, smiles sometimes, and has started looking for a job again. Now on to the incident. Last Friday, my wife and I went to work as normal and dropped our son at daycare. I had a doctor's appointment at noon and came straight home from there as I did not want to work in office. I made some lunch and then went to my room to sit in bed and replied to all my emails. Anna was in her room and I did not talk to her after I came home. Around 2 p.m., I heard Anna's room door open and her walking into the hallway. Suddenly, our bedroom door opened and Anna walked in topless and just in her underwear. I was shocked and not sure how long I was staring at her. But after a few seconds, I blurted out, "I am sorry," as she quickly covered herself with her hands. She was apologetic and started explaining herself. She said that she just wanted to borrow my wife's clothes because her laundry was unwashed. It was super embarrassing to have conversation with her in that state, and I looked away. She again apologized and then went out of the bedroom. The incident lasted less than 2 minutes. After a while, she came back again into our bedroom, fully dressed, and apologized for the incident. She said it was really embarrassing as she did not know anyone would be home. I said it's okay and I should have told her that I am back early from the office when I came home. She asked me not to mention this incident to my wife. She said she feels embarrassed. She walked around the hallway without clothes and that I saw her in that state. I said it's okay and let's forget about it. I have not told my wife about the incident and it's been 5 days. It was just a benign incident, but I somehow feel guilty about the whole thing. I feel more guilty that I am lying to my wife by omission of the truth. However, I feel that if my wife takes it in the wrong way, it may strain her relationship with Anna, and I really feel bad for Anna, what she had to go through. I also do not want to make Anna uncomfortable in our house by telling my wife about her barging into our bedroom in that state. Am I the asshole in this case for not talking about this incident to my wife? I am afraid that if Anna tells it to her first, it will make me look really bad and guilty. However, if I tell her, I do not want her to blame Anna for any of this and not help her in time of her need. Can someone please help me on how I can tell my wife about this?
I don't know. Just tell her.
Right?
Yeah, it's not a hard decision. Like, it's weird that Anna said, "Don't tell your wife." Like, that's the odd part to me in this. Like, you should definitely like if someone was here and like all of that situation happened, And like I came home from a doctor's appointment and I saw her boobs and she walked in and it's like, oh, I didn't mean to. Like I'm not like staring or anything like that. There's no reason to hide anything. It's an accident that happened. The weird part is where she says, don't tell her.
Mm-hmm.
I find that weird.
Little
Fishy because like, no, why wouldn't we tell her? Like it was, if it's an
Yeah.
honest mistake, why wouldn't you tell her? So, I would have told you.
Yeah.
You can do with that information as you will. I'm going to tell you, listen, I think it was harmless.
Mm-hmm.
I think she didn't realize I was home. Some people walk around naked. We've talked about this before. Like, it's okay if you think nobody's home to walk around topless.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like she tried to seduce me and I said no.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think she's at fault. And if your wife chooses to get mad at her over that simple mistake, like, it's not really your fault, but it also tells you a little bit about your wife. That's something maybe you didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you know like that your wife's gonna be pissed off about this, or do you think she'll see that it was innocent if you think it's innocent?
Fair enough.
I don't know, but I'm not the wife here. How do you feel?
I would definitely want to know.
I feel like you'd want to know. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I would take this as an honest mistake with the information that we were given.
Yeah.
There is an update, but with the information that we were given so far, I would take it as an honest mistake.
Right.
She didn't hear anybody come through the door. She just wanted to get some clothes.
Yeah.
That's why she was naked.
And
That's
like
it.
maybe your wife would see it a different way because maybe she knows more information on her side or something.
Maybe.
Maybe like her best friend has talked about how amazing her husband is and stuff, and she's jealous or something.
Maybe. Let's get into this update.
Update me.
All right. I wrote a post yesterday about an embarrassing situation that happened between my wife's best friend, who is currently staying at our house. I was not sure how to bring it up to my wife, and you guys really helped me a lot in understanding the urgency of telling my wife. I also got some cool ideas on how to bring up the subject without making it awkward for anyone. For everyone saying Anna was doing it on purpose, I did not agree with it, as I am an extremely average-looking person, and women don't really chase me. However, things since last night have been just crazy, and I think I am spiraling a bit. Sorry for the long post. So, I decided to tell my wife last night as soon as she got home about the incident. I like the idea of jokingly bringing it up casually so that we both can laugh about it and then forget it. Last night when my wife came home, I made sure I stayed in our bedroom. I asked Anna if she could stay with the kids downstairs. As my wife was changing, I asked her if Anna still borrows her clothes. Anna had borrowed them regularly when she first moved in. Long story. My wife told me yes, and she has told Anna that she can take anything from her closet if she needs it. I asked my wife if Anna told her about the funny incident from Friday. My wife said no, and I told her the whole story about how I came home early and Anna came in the room almost naked to get her clothes, and how embarrassing it was for both of us. As my wife was listening to this, she completely froze and turned pale. She started murmuring in Spanish, which is her and Anna's native language. I don't understand Spanish really well, but I understand the words hombre casado, which means, I Googled it before.
I would say, like, if I had to bring this up to you, I'd just be like, hey, so awkward thing happened to me today. Your friend came in our bedroom without a top on, and I don't think she knew I was home, and it was very awkward.
Yeah, exactly. It's just simple like that. So hombre casado means married man. And otra vez, which means first time. I asked her if she is okay, and she sat next to me and asked me to explain everything in detail. I just told her it was nothing, and she must have not heard me coming in. I was trying to laugh it off, but my wife had water in her eyes. I kept telling her it was not a big deal, but she kept on asking me for more details. She asked me how Anna talks to me. I told her that Anna barely talks to me since she moved in, except a few words here and there. My wife then asked me about 3 weeks ago when my wife had gone to visit her parents for 4 days. Anna did not want to go with her and stayed back. I told her that Anna was just acting normal. She or I would cook dinner after I got home from work, while the other took care of the kid. The only thing different was Anna generally spending her evening in her room. However, when I was sitting in the living room watching TV after the kids slept, Anna came and sat on the sofa next to me, but did not talk to me. I asked her if she wants me to change the channel or stream something she likes, and she just said she wanted to get out of her room. However, she did not flirt with me or do anything unusual. I kept on telling my wife that it was just an accident, and I really don't understand why she reacted so emotionally to it. My wife refused to answer and just said okay and agreed with me. However, she told me I should have told her about the incident sooner and should not keep secrets from her, and gave me a big lecture. I told her that I did not think it was a big deal and thought Anna would tell her, but glad I brought it up. After dinner, my wife messaged Anna to join us, and she came out. While talking, my wife brought up the incident and told Anna that I mentioned about the incident, and she does not need to feel embarrassed. Such things happen when we are in the same house, and it's not a big deal. Anna was firstly taken by surprise, but then told my wife she was just scared to tell her because she thought my wife would judge her because of her past. My wife gave her a stare as she quickly changed the topic. At night, I asked my wife what the hell was going on. I told her to please not keep any secrets from me, and if she does not tell me, I will directly ask Anna about what her past has got to do with anything. My first guess was Anna might have had a thing for me before when we got married or something. But my wife was very reluctant to answer and kept on trying to change the subject and cuddle. However, I kept being persistent and she finally spilled the beans. Apparently, when Anna was in her 20s, she was in a relationship with a married coworker who was twice her age. It was some kind of sugar daddy relationship, and he told her he was in an open relationship, or that's what Anna told my wife, and he would leave his wife in a couple years once the kids go to college. This makes sense now because Anna is very pretty, like Miss USA level, and I never understood why she was single for most of the time I knew her. She eventually ended that relationship and started dating her boyfriend Jim, who turned out to be an abusive asshole. My wife says she suspects Anna was still involved with the older guy while in the relationship with Jim, which explains why he kept on accusing her of cheating. That is why my wife became emotional when I told her that Anna did something because she was worried Anna has no boundaries regarding married men. My wife said that Anna always looks up to us and praises me for being such a loyal partner and how lucky my wife is. My wife was worried initially when she brought Anna home, but her actions from the time when my wife was away clearly show she respects the boundaries and it must have been an accident. My wife told me she is grateful I let Anna live in her house and observe what a healthy and happy marriage looks like. Today morning was even more weird. I got up early as I could not sleep and went down for a cup of coffee. After 5 minutes, Anna walked into the kitchen and told me she was relieved my wife did not overreact to Friday's incident. She said I am a good husband and gave me a hug and a peck on the cheeks. She has never hugged me in the last 6 months. She seemed to be in a happy mood and was making small talk with me while having coffee. I cannot believe my wife did not tell me such a huge detail about Anna for all these years. It's completely possible she cheated all through the relationship with Jim, and my wife is just covering for her all along. She even kept it a secret from me after giving me a lecture about how we should never have secrets, and I don't know what else she is hiding. Everything just seems very confusing at this point. I feel angry at my wife for lying to me all these years for Anna. I also now see Anna differently. I am also worried that me trivializing the incident to my wife might have sent wrong signals to Anna.
Oh my God, this is a big 180. Yeah, like I would be concerned, be like, bro, you just gave me a lecture on honesty. What the fuck is this? I'd also be concerned because I'm not a big fan of people being friends with sleazy people. Like covering and knowing and stuff. Like, bro, if you're best friends with somebody who's cheating on their partner, I would have an issue with that.
Yeah.
Because you are who you hang around. Wow.
Yeah. Top comment on this. Anna needs to go before her own messed up issues lead her to further mess up your marriage. She was testing OP again with the hug and kiss on the cheek, and I didn't see OP writing that he told his wife about that new development. She's got to go before she's pushed to the next level. OP replies, yes, I am also a bit mad at myself for trying to casually describe the event, as some of the Redditors advised, and not talk about the fact that she was in the room for a lot longer. I was worried that my wife would be pissed at me. Now I wish I told her all the details and did not make it sound trivial. My wife now trusts Anna, and I am getting more uncomfortable.
Yeah, but you just need to communicate more and just be like, yo, I think it's going too far now.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really trust Anna.
I don't trust Anna either.
Yeah. I think there's I don't know, maybe there's a little crush here.
Yeah, no, I for sure, especially when she, I mean, it's tough because I can see like coming out of an abusive relationship and then you move in with your friend and her husband and you see this in her eyes, like maybe a perfect gentleman, a
Yeah.
perfect man, something that she wishes she had.
Yeah.
So it can be, I feel like she's in a fragile state, trying to recover and recuperate from an abusive relationship. So it can have a lot bigger impact, and something like a crush, infatuation can develop because you are seeing this perfect person who's treating your friend with such compassion and kindness that you have not experienced. It can be a really, I feel like, a tough thing.
Yeah, I agree.
To be able to deal with.
Yeah, this is it's tough because like what do? You kick her out? But I think
I don't think that's the right thing either.
You don't?
No, I mean, like, does she have somewhere to go?
I don't
like,
know.
what's her capability?
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't just kick her out on this. Like, if it's like, hey, she makes good money, it's been long enough, I think it's time for her to start searching for an apartment so that she can move out in a month or two. Like, start the process.
Yeah.
Does she need to go to a hotel right now?
No, I don't
know
think
about
so.
that. But it's like, hey, she's been here for 2 or 3 months. You know, she's doing good. She's on her way. I think now is a healthy time for you to go apartment hunting with her.
Yeah. Yeah, at first it was only supposed to be a few days. And then OP said it's fine. She could stay as long as she wants. But I think this incident now...
As long as she wants, I think, yeah.
It's blurry. The lines are blurred.
It's very blurry, too, because, like, hey, maybe, like, realistically, hey, maybe it was an accident when she walked in for the clothes.
Yeah, but why is she kissing him on the cheek?
Maybe she feels comfortable now.
Maybe. I don't know.
Right? Like, maybe it was just a small sign of appreciation. And it could honestly still all be innocent. The chances of it, maybe not the strongest, but it could genuinely. It could genuinely be that, but only time will tell.
I guess all that matters is how OP feels, and if he doesn't feel the same way, like that's all that matters here. Like if no matter how many times, like Anna, if she does come on to him again, like it just matters how OP reacts to that, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
And if she does come on like stronger next time, then I think like that's the perfect time to be like, okay, you need to leave.
Yeah.
So maybe like one more chance, one more strike and you're out.
Well, there hasn't even really been any strikes.
I guess not. I don't know.
Like, she hasn't actually tried to flirt or seduce or anything like that.
I don't know.
Like, it could have been a genuine mistake that she walked in. Like, it's different if she walks in topless and she, like, goes to lay in bed with him or something. But it's like, he says something, she covers up right away. She says, sorry, I was just coming in for clothes.
Yeah.
It'd be another thing if, like, she thinks she's watching and she drops a towel going to the shower or something keeps always happening. Like,
that's true.
If the boob slips keep happening, it's like, babe,
yeah,
I saw her boobs again today.
Yeah.
I don't think this is an accident anymore.
Yeah.
But it's like one thing happened. She was really worried about it. She's in a very fragile state, I would say. And, like, he could have made it seem like it was something else. And she was like, it was generally an accident. And she was really worried about how her wife was going to feel because she knows that she's kind of a shitty person for engaging with a married man. And she knows what her friend thinks about her. And she doesn't want to ruin the friendship. So then everything turned out okay. And she was just grateful for the husband. So she gave him a hug and a kiss on the cheek. Just thank you. All completely innocent. She's in a really fragile state. So I
don't know, the hug and a kiss, like
kiss on the cheek.
I know, but I just think it's like weird timing.
Kiss on the cheek is weird, but they said that she's Spanish.
I know.
And like Italians, you guys kiss on the cheek all the fucking time and stuff. I think the Spanish people do too. So I think that could be a culture thing.
Yeah.
So I don't want to look too into it and paint her as the bad guy. I think only time will tell. And at this point, I would be like, okay, it's been a little bit weird. It's been a little bit awkward. You know, if he's uncomfortable, maybe the apartment search can start, but maybe it's fine.
Yeah.
And just let everything go back. If I see her boobs again in the future because of some other accident, okay.
Yeah.
The yellow flag is waving. It's a yellow flag right now. There's been a hug and a kiss on the cheek. That's another yellow flag, but no red flags. I haven't seen any red flags here. It could all be innocent. Like, she spent 4 days alone with him and she just sat on the couch. Yeah, I'm not I'm not there yet. Paint her as a bad guy. I think everything could be fine, and I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, so OP replies to someone else. The hug and a kiss was not the biggest issue, as many of my wife's friends kiss on the cheek as a way to say hello. Anna also used to do it before, but this is the first time she did it in the last 6 months. Also, the weird part to me was her getting up early and coming and talking to me in a jolly mood in the morning. Generally, I like to have my coffee alone in the morning before my kids get up. He said he got up around 5 a.m., right?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe she couldn't sleep. I don't know. I feel like she could have been in such like a broken
Yeah.
mental
I want to
place
believe that. I hope.
after so long that now she's like, she starts feeling good. The energy's
Yeah.
flowing good. She's happy. So I don't want to paint it in any bad light where I think
Yeah.
only time will tell.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough because like you want to give them the benefit of the doubt, but then we've heard so many terrible stories that it's like
I know, but we also have to understand that we only hear the terrible stories.
I know
When
no one's writing in
no
for
one's writing in
bad.
for a great fucking story because that's a boring read when they're happy. So like we are dealing with negative all
That's
the time.
true.
And when you're listening to these stories, it's mostly negatives because people who are having the smooth, great lives
They're
don't
not
go on
writing on
Reddit,
Reddit,
to
yeah.
post about it. They're
Yeah.
posting about issues and stuff like that. So I could be wrong, but I'm gonna choose to believe that she's innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah. Okay. One more reply to someone. I have not yet told my wife. Things were a bit icy between us since yesterday, and I am still upset at her for keeping secrets from me all these years. I know it's Anna's personal life, but I feel a bit betrayed that for all these years she knew Anna was with a married man and never even mentioned it to me. We had a talk in the evening, and she apologized, but then we both dropped the subject and took her son to the playground as the weather was finally nice and had an amazing time. However, I plan to tell her as soon as we both are alone at night. As I said in the comments, I do not think she will mind since it's not uncommon for her friends to give a quick peck on the cheeks when saying hello. In fact, I was not comfortable with it at the start, and now I'm used to it. Her mom, cousins, friends, and everyone kisses me. There are also weird rules where married women, like my wife, just hug, but non-married friends give a kiss unless you are family. Also, only girls give a kiss, but men don't kiss girls on the cheeks. I learned that the hard way. I am not Latino, Colombian to be exact, and maybe someone who is familiar can explain the rules here so people who don't know the tradition won't misinterpret it as anything sexual. Also, I never keep anything from my wife, and hence why I feel guilty about my actions over the last week. I am sure I will mention it to her before the end of the day. And this and the other comment are all downvoted, -75. So I don't think a lot of people are agreeing with OP. I think a lot of people are thinking more into it.
And because people always think the negative things.
Yeah.
And I'm not on board with that. And like he said, I think it is a culture thing because all
Yeah.
your freaking aunts kiss me on the cheeks and it was weird at first.
I know you Canadian culture doesn't kiss. But
Yeah, like why do we need a hug and kiss? And like what's with the kissing? Because we ended up like hitting our faces against each other. Like bop,
it's
bop.
not really kissing.
It's
Yeah,
not really a
it's literally
kissing.
just
And you're not actually
cheek-
kissing me on the cheek. It's like you're putting your cheek, your
On-
cheek is touching my cheek, and then you go like you're not actually like kissing my cheek. You're like kissing beside my
Air.
fucking ear. You're kissing air beside my ear. So it's just but then in order to get into that right range, sometimes I go in and they're going in too, and it's like bop.
Yep. That's just the way it is, my family. I don't know.
I just hug. Just give me a normal fucking
You don't
hug.
even like the hugs, bro.
No, sometimes if I can do it, I'm like by the door. I'm like, okay, bye everybody. Wave. Too many to hug everybody. Bye.
You've gotten used to it though.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, so I don't know. I hope we get more updates on this.
I will choose to believe innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah. I'm going to follow him.
You're gonna
I
follow
just
him?
realized we could follow users.
Whoa.
Yeah. So I just followed him. So I'll get notifications if there are updates.
Whoa. Okay.
All right. Moving on.
Back to me.
Yep.
This one is coming from AITAH. It's posted 13 hours ago. Am I the asshole for wanting to divorce my husband because of his parents' open relationship?
Interesting.
So, I'm 28 female, have a husband, 27 male, and his parents who are in their early 50s and late 40s. Husband and I have 2 kids who are under the age of 10. Let's get straight to the point. My daughter came home from her grandparents' place recently with a new toy. It was expensive, but my in-laws are not that rich, and they're super stingy. I questioned her, and she told me that Grandma's and Grandpa's special friend got it for me. Instant red flag for me. I questioned my son. Same thing. Went to my husband, and he suddenly was very quiet. I pressed and learned that his parents have an open relationship. I didn't get many details since he was embarrassed and ashamed of the fact, but I blew up. I have no idea who this special friend is. When I take my kids over to their in-laws, they're there to see their grandparents, not their grandparents' special friend. The fact that they let my kids around them was more than enough for me to go full mama bear mode. I fought with my husband that night about keeping that from me. Keeping that from me was huge in my eyes. He let our children go over there knowing his parents were up to stuff. He claimed that it wasn't his business, so it shouldn't be mine either. I said that our kids were exposed to strangers, so yes, it is my business and it should be his too. We didn't reach an agreement. I found out through my kids that almost every time they go over there, there's someone new around. Sometimes my in-laws even leave and let their friends watch my children. I felt sick. I called my mother-in-law and cussed her out. My children are not seeing their grandparents for the foreseeable future, and now my husband is angry with me. My in-laws too. But I'm so angry I can't interact with them. I might go to prison if I do.
Yep.
I want to divorce my husband. He's been angry, pleading, begging, yelling at me, crying, getting me gifts, everything. He's saying I'm throwing everything away over something his parents did. So why punish him and the kids? Why break up a happy family? My friends are saying that I'm overreacting. My husband's friends are calling me an asshole. And the only person on my side is my mom. And now my parents are fighting too because my mom sided with me. I don't think I'm wrong, but the kids miss their grandparents and liked their, quote, friends because they always bought them gifts and played with them. I just don't trust this. I feel like I'm going crazy. Am I overreacting? Right now, I'm in the guest room spiraling. Am I the asshole for wanting a divorce?
I mean, you're not an asshole. That's how you feel. But I do think it's an overreaction a bit. I don't think you should be divorcing your husband for this.
Yeah, like your husband didn't do anything.
Yeah, he's not the one. Like, maybe he could have told you about their open relationship. But, I mean, at the same time, it is none of your business.
Yeah, so
I mean, I would tell you just because we have, like, an open communication. But, like, he is right. It's none of her business because it's...
I don't agree with that.
I guess it is because their kids are around them.
Yeah, right? Like that's the kicker. That's the part where it is her business. But if grandparents just had friends over who they weren't sleeping with, would that be a big deal?
That's a good point. Like, yeah, like would she be upset if these were really just friends? Like, has she ever explicitly said to them, like, no strangers in the house? Like,
right?
So, I mean, I get why she's being overprotective. Like,
100%.
That did give me, like, an icky feeling.
Yeah,
knowing,
strangers
like,
around my kids give me an icky feeling.
Yeah.
Like, I'm bringing them over to hang out with the grandparents, not strangers.
Yeah, it's just...
The part that would be tipping me over the scale is the fact that the grandparents left the kids alone.
Yeah.
I
don't like that.
I wouldn't have such a problem if my kids are hanging out with my grandparents and then some of the grandparents or in-laws friends had like come over for the afternoon and they were hanging out together. But I don't think it's appropriate at all that you're leaving them alone with strangers to the kids and the kids' parents.
Yeah.
So I'm not on board with that.
Also, I don't know, friends, I feel like friends are different because friends you know longer, but this sounds to be different. This sounds like they said that every time they go, it's a different
Special friend.
special friend.
That's a bigger red flag.
So
too.
that's like a literal stranger. That's just a hookup.
It's just a stranger. Like, it'd be one thing if it's like the neighbors are close friends.
Yeah.
Or like the kids are like, the grandparents have these friends and they're coming
They
back and
trust
forth,
them.
and like the kids are seeing the same person a couple different times. and
Yeah.
stuff. But when it's just like a different hookup every single time, it's
Yeah.
like, that's not appropriate to be bringing around your grandkids.
Yeah.
You have an open relationship. You and your wife do.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't bring that around
Yeah.
everybody else.
Yeah. It's not like, you have to think about the kids. Like, it's obviously not safe to have a stranger around.
Safe or not, I don't think it's really good to always have a different person introducing to these kids. Like, kids kind of need stability growing up,
I mean, the stability would be the grandparents.
I guess.
I don't
know.
think it really that really affects anything, but
Yeah, I can just think, if I was a parent, I feel like I would be upset that you're bringing strangers around my kid
yeah, I think I would too.
consistently.
I would too. I'm not disagreeing with her.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think her feelings are valid.
I think her feelings are valid, but I don't know about her feelings about divorcing her husband.
Yeah. I mean, that's also like, you're not an asshole for wanting that, because that's how you feel. And if you feel like you can't trust him anymore, like, that's how you feel. Like, you can't, no one.
Well, it comes down to communication, right? If your husband knew and he purposely hid that from you, he's not communicating with you. He's essentially lying and hiding it from you.
Yeah.
So that would be maybe the grounds for divorce. But depends on.
It just wouldn't be divorce worthy for me.
Depends on
And
the
I'm
husband's
quick
knowledge.
to say divorce.
Yeah, you are. So there's an edit to add. My husband says that he has known about his parents' openness since he was a kid. He claims that his parents have no idea that he even knows, including now, but I don't believe that. He said that it was never his business. He was embarrassed. He had no idea that his parents are still doing this. He claims he didn't know that they were bringing them around his kids as well. But I don't buy it at all. If they did that when he was a kid, why stop with ours? Forgot to add it since I'm not thinking very well, just word dumping. This is also why I want the divorce. I believe that he knew all along but neglected to tell me. The key piece of information is what's really doing it for me. I need to calm down again before I can properly address anything. Reading some of the comments, I can see that I'm still in angry shock mode and can't make a good decision like this. Thank you guys for your help so far. Yeah, like, if the husband didn't know that the parents are bringing around kids, like, yeah, if his parents have an open relationship, okay, that's their business.
Mm-hmm.
It's awkward. I don't want to talk about this. Do you owe your partner that?
No, I don't think so.
Like, if your parents were in an open relationship, I don't think you have an obligation to tell me about that.
Yeah.
I don't want to know about that.
Yeah. I mean, I think I would tell you, just because I don't you're the only person that I could like tell everything to, but I get why you would keep that from them. She's definitely not obligated to that knowledge.
No.
So
it's not his secret.
Yeah, exactly. It's not his secret to tell. And it's none of her business. But yeah, I don't know. I think you should just go straight to the grandparents and talk about it. Because if you think that he's lying and this is the reason that you want the divorce, why don't you just ask the grandparents?
Yeah.
Like, why would you divorce someone when you're not even entirely sure? He's saying one thing. If you think he's lying, like, just get facts.
Go to the grandparents.
Go straight to the source. Like,
and be like, why did you not tell your son this? And then they can say, well, we did.
Yeah, exactly.
This is why we didn't.
Yeah, exactly.
I think she's just putting all of her anger into her husband, and she can't separate the fact.
Yeah.
Because it was his parents versus his doing.
I think you're right.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about yeah. I don't know. I don't see the issue hugely if it was. I feel like the issue is I don't know how to feel, but I feel like the issue is a lot bigger because they left him alone with them. Found out that they left him alone.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's. Yeah. I don't know if it's so crazy that just because they have an open relationship, that they're not allowed around their grandkids because they have a friend there.
Yeah, she's making it seem like that's the issue, that like it's the open relationship thing that he didn't share with her. But even if he did share that with her, like, I don't think she would have assumed that they would be bringing them over.
around when she
when
has
the
their
kids are there.
Yeah.
So like, would that have actually changed anything? Probably not. Like, then that's still the grandparents' fault. That's not your husband's.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, would it actually have changed anything? Probably not.
I feel like the part that pisses me off is the fact that they were left alone with people that are strangers.
Yeah.
I feel like the grandparents, whether they have an open relationship or they don't, I feel like they should be allowed to invite friends over to their house when they're looking after their grandkids. Now, if they're always doing that,
But like we said, I think friend is different
Yeah.
than like stranger.
I feel like the weird part is it's like, aren't you hanging out with your grandkids? Like, why do you need your friends there? Because
Yeah.
if it's the relationship part, it's like maybe they're sleeping there, they're staying there, and they're just always there, versus coming over when the grandkids are there. They were already there. So I don't know.
Yeah, this one's tough.
Top comment. The quote, he claimed it wasn't his business, so it shouldn't be mine either. And the top comment is, if vetting the people who are babysitting your child isn't your business, whose is it then? I'm actually asking. Somebody else replied, the babysitting part is the only relevant part. And then somebody else replied, I agree. Grandparents open marriage, their shit, their business. NBD. What's NBD?
No big deal.
No big deal. Leaving the kids with unapproved strangers to babysit? Not cool, regardless of their partnership status. I wouldn't feel stoked about learning my kid was being babysit by grandma's friend Jane, regardless of whether or not they had fucked Jane. I do think that OP is overreacting, though. I don't think this is divorce worthy if husband didn't know the kids were being left attended by strangers.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's exactly how I feel, I think, on that one.
Yeah, me too.
It's a little cringe, though.
Yeah, I agree. All right, moving on.
Moving on.
All right. Am I the asshole for not forcing my child to eat blueberries?
Yes. Eat the blueberries. You know what this picture reminds me of? Willy Wonka and the girl turns into a big blueberry when she eats the gum.
Okay. Today, my wife gave our 11-year-old son some blueberries. My son said he'd rather not eat them because he doesn't really like blueberries. My wife replied, but these are really good. So my son hesitantly tried one blueberry and replied, thanks, but I still don't like them and would rather not eat the rest. I thought that was the end of it and went to the store and get groceries for dinner. When I came back, my son was crying at the table because he was forced to eat the remaining 3 blueberries. I asked my wife, why is he crying? And she explained that he had to eat the blueberries because it is healthy. Thinking it was just about eating a piece of fruit, I told my son that he didn't have to eat the blueberries, but he did have to eat another piece of fruit instead, like an apple or 3 strawberries or something similar. My son immediately agreed, spat out the blueberries in the garbage can, and started eating an apple. My wife said I overruled her authority and that my son will never learn to eat healthy. My reply was that it is not okay to force a child or any other person to eat something that they don't like, especially after they tasted it. How would she feel if I force her to eat something she doesn't like? Why is it okay for her to not eat certain foods, but not for our son? He likes enough vegetables and fruit in order to get a balanced diet, so I think we should meet him halfway and not focus on forcing him to eat stuff we know he doesn't like. And he is not really fussy eater, so we have plenty of healthy stuff to choose from. The situation escalated, and at one point my son even said, I'll just eat the blueberries, in an attempt to de-escalate the argument. After which he took 3 blueberries from the fridge and swallowing them almost whole just to get it over with. Sadly for him, it didn't really work because we were already too far into the argument, although I did thank him afterwards for trying and apologized for not being able to let it slide. Am I the asshole because I didn't force my son to eat the blueberries and allowed him to take another piece of fruit he does like?
No, the wife's the asshole. Like,
Good.
what?
Yep.
Like, what? I can understand, like, try it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, you've never had it before. I need you to at least try it. You take a bite or 2 of them and you don't like it, okay.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what the husband said. And he's like, it's not like the kid's saying, no, I don't want the blueberries. Give me the fruit roll up.
Mm-hmm. He's happy with an alternative fruit.
Yeah, it's just something that he doesn't like.
Yep.
Like, I don't like seafood.
Yeah.
Try and force me to eat seafood, it ain't going to work.
Yeah, exactly. I know. And what made me cringe about this is like,
The parenting style
the
is cringe.
parenting is so cringe. Like, just because they're little humans doesn't mean that they don't have likes and dislikes of their own. Like,
Yeah.
doesn't mean that you can dictate everything that they are verbally telling you that they don't like. Why are you going against that? Like, it's not joyful for them. Enjoyable.
Jesus.
I can't say words. Words are hard. It's not enjoyable for him. Like, he's literally like, poor kid. I feel so bad. Like,
Yeah, like there's a difference between not wanting to eat the blueberries and is like, give me the Doritos, versus like the dad's like, okay, well, if you got to eat something healthy. Kid's like, no problem. Give me something healthy that I like. I don't like the mushy taste of the blueberries.
Yeah.
I don't like blackberries.
Yeah.
I'm not a blackberry. I love raspberries. I love blueberries, strawberries, but blackberries, I don't like blackberries.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like I can eat blackberry yogurt, but like actual blackberries is a no for me.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's the same texture.
No. Well,
yeah,
a little
the raspberries.
Yeah,
similar.
but the raspberries are like
harder.
They're bitter and harder.
Yeah.
So, blackberries. Blackberries are harder and bitter.
Bitter, yeah.
To me. So I don't eat those. You don't eat broccoli. You don't eat cauliflower. You don't eat carrots.
I eat carrots, not by themselves.
Oh, when they're slathered with brown sugar and they're caramelized. They don't even taste like carrots anymore. Teresa, we had carrots left over in the fridge, and Teresa's like, okay, yeah, I'll find a recipe to eat the carrots with.
You told me to find a recipe.
That's what I said. That's what I meant to say. I'm like, babe, try to find a recipe that you think you could eat the carrots with.
But you suggested caramelized carrots. You literally suggested it. Yeah, now you're quiet.
Yeah, okay, but wasn't what I had in mind. And Teresa cooks them, and they're like slathered with this brown sugar sauce, and I'm eating them, and I'm like, this could be dessert. This could literally be our dessert. I can't eat this with my chicken and rice because it's just sugar. This could be a dessert.
It was amazing. So I would make again.
So then a couple days later, we had still leftover carrots, and I'm like, I'm gonna do carrots. I'm gonna cook the carrots, see if Teresa likes it. And I did like carrots with like butter, lemon, a little bit of honey, and like just kind of sauteed them up. And they were like a little bit softer. They weren't hard. And Teresa tries one. She bites it. She's like, no. And then I had all the carrots to myself.
I eat carrots when it's like mixed. If it's like a vegetable medley, I'll eat the carrots.
Yeah,
but I can't eat like a chunky carrot by itself. Though.
Same with corn. Can't eat corn by itself.
Same.
But if it's like mixed into like a bowl, you can have a little bit.
Exactly.
But yeah, like if you know, like a healthy substitute, like your kid's not going to eat everything.
Yeah,
it's a balance.
Exactly. And exactly like OP said, like, how would you like it if you were forced to eat something that you don't like? Why is it that the kid has to, but you wouldn't? Like,
yeah,
he's still a human.
Yeah, if you did that, guess what's for dinner for tomorrow night? Pork chops, cauliflower, broccoli, and carrots. That's what's for dinner next night. The next night for you. Yep.
Yum.
All the shit you don't like.
Yum.
And then you'll be like, I want snacks. Or you want something. Nope, you're not. You don't get nothing until you finish this.
I would cry.
Wouldn't like that.
No.
Yeah. Rude.
Top comment.
Shit, parent.
Yeah. Overall vote is not the asshole. I'm realizing we forget to say the overall vote, but the top comment usually covers it.
Yeah.
Top comment. Congrats on your wife for working so hard to mess up your child's relationship with food and also starting an argument right in front of him so he would feel wretched and guilty over something that wasn't his fault. For fuck's sakes, he even tried the blueberries. He's allowed to not like things, as any human being is. Not the asshole. Keep an eye on how she treats him going forward, especially when it comes to food. This incident is likely to have him doing things he doesn't want to do to reduce friction at home. And the next time she starts up with you in front of him, take it elsewhere. He doesn't need to see or hear that shit.
I feel like there's so many like wrongdoings for her, like forcing him to do it, causing an argument in front of your kids, going against like your partner and stuff for no fucking good reason. And like, how many other times has she been doing this while you were at home?
Yeah.
How many other times has she done this to him over different situations that you never found out about?
Yep. I know. This is a great father. So.
I would not be happy.
Yeah, me either.
Definitely a way to fucking, why do you want to, like, why?
I know.
Like, actually, though.
I think it's a control thing.
Yeah. Like a power struggle thing. Like, actually, why? Why would you want to force your kid to eat something when he's fine with eating a strawberry or an apple, something that's also healthy? You're not forcing him to eat blueberries because he's healthy. You're forcing him to eat blueberries because he doesn't like the blueberries and you're power tripping. Why would you want to ruin your relationship with your kid like that? You think your kid is going to be happy with you, like you have just become the shit fucking parent. If the kid doesn't want to listen to you or anything, he's always going to be fighting you. Like you treat your kid like shit, they're not going to respect you. And they're like, why would you want to create that dynamic with your own kid?
Yep. I know. It was awful.
Yeah.
All right. What? You want to keep going?
No, we're just talking about like cringe stories from when we were kids and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I guess I guess I have a lot. I got a lot of that as a kid now that I think about it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Do you want to share it now or at the end of the episode?
Oh, we'll share it now because I myself forget. But like when I was a kid, like my mom did most of the cooking, and like, you know, my family members and everything, we all have a tough relationship with my mom at this point in their lives. But like, yeah, like one of the things that my mom would do is like, I had to sit at the kitchen table until dinner was done.
Yeah.
And if I didn't eat dinner, it was my breakfast in the morning. It sucked.
Yeah.
Like my mom would like cook like steak or something, and she would like marinate it in beer. And I hated that. I could taste the beer, and I'm like, this is nasty. Or she would like cook a salad or something, and next thing you know, there's like strawberries and raspberries
normal,
and
bro.
oranges in it.
We've talked about this. That's normal.
And I don't like that either. Or there'd just be like some meal that like I wouldn't like. But yeah, like I was at the kitchen table and like you didn't finish your meal because you didn't like the taste of it. Like you had to sit there all night. Everybody else goes in the living room and they're watching a movie. You're sitting at the kitchen table until you finished your meal. It wasn't just me. It was also my two sisters had to endure this too. But I just remember me, and I just remember like the one time like it was like I put my head down. I started sleeping at the table. It's like 9 p.m.
That's so sad.
I started sleeping at the table, and then I went to bed, and I woke up in the morning, and she pulled it out of the fridge, and she was like, here's breakfast. And then I didn't eat breakfast to go to school too.
Oh, that made me feel terrible.
Yeah, and I can just tell you, if you're a parent and you're doing this to your kid,
Don't.
I don't have the best relationship with my mom now that I'm 30, so maybe rethink your power trip and struggles of making stuff eat.
Yeah.
Now, at the same time, I will also tell you that when I grew up, my mom made me aware of the fact that we were broke ass shit when I was a kid. And my mom had a very limited budget to feed me food. So sometimes I could see it from her side, maybe when she's cooking food and I don't eat it. And I'm like, I want to eat something else. She's like, we don't have the money for anything else. You need to eat this. So I guess there's really no correct answer for any of this stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because if you're in the situation where you're like, this is what I made for everybody for dinner, I don't have any more money or food to go buy and stuff. Like, you got to eat it.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like, kids can be picky, overly picky. And sometimes maybe you do need to put your foot down. I don't know what the right answer here is. I don't know. I'm just thinking about it. But, like, maybe sometimes you need to put... I don't think the blueberry case is there. It seems like it's not. But on other situations, like, kid doesn't eat stuff. You're broke. It's like sometimes you have to put your foot down. And it's like, listen, you need to eat this. You need to try. You need to get better. I don't know. It's all we have.
Yeah, that's tough. When it comes to, like, financial issues like that, it does make it tougher. Because, yeah, like... I don't know. If you're starving, you will eat whatever you have.
If you're I can fucking guarantee you that when it got brought out as leftovers for dinner the next night for me, sometimes I fucking ate it because I didn't eat all day at school. I didn't eat breakfast. I was hungry. You get to a point where no matter how bad it tastes, you ate it.
Yeah, exactly.
So everybody's situation's different. But at the end of the day, regardless of what it is, like when you're the tough parent, like you're straining your relationship with your kid. If it can be helped, help it. If it can't and you're in that situation, then it's just a tough thing. So
I agree.
I'm like, first I'm like, yeah, I did this. I had a bad relationship with my mom. This is what I went through. Then sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, when I got older, she like told us the truth about what it was like when we were kids. Why we were all so skinny was because like she had like a $50 freaking month budget for like to feed the whole family and stuff. So like it was very tough.
Yeah. Yeah, that is tough. If that's the situation, I think you have to do what you have to do. Like you gotta do what you gotta do.
And sometimes kids are very picky.
But if that's not the case.
But if it's not the case, and you're in a situation like this,
yes.
and your reasoning is not because you're broke as shit, your reasoning is he needs to eat something healthy.
Yeah.
And there's an apple over there that he's willing to eat, then you're being an asshole.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great perspectives.
I'm going down trauma lane over here.
All right, let's move on.
Okay. Back to me?
Yes.
Okay. This one's coming from True Off My Chest. I posted 18 days ago. Title is I'm a gold digger.
Love it.
I'm in my mid-20s and engaged to a well-off man in his 40s. And as my title says, I'm a gold digger. I grew up extremely neglected emotionally and sometimes physically. My parents would abandon me to take care of all my younger siblings after I turned 12, for up to a week at a time so they could go on vacation, leaving me to feed, bathe, clothes, and raise 4 kids under 6 alone for 2-ish months of the year until I left home at 18. I still did most of the parenting when they were around. Everything is transactional to me, and I can't ever see myself being with somebody for the merits of their personality. I did everything right, and I was left to fend for myself. I got good grades, I was a dutiful daughter, and it got me nothing. Now I need to take care of myself. All of my siblings are going to have their college paid for. I did not. They're all taken care of. Now, I just want somebody to take care of me. My parents are angry at my choice of fiancé. They wanted me to be, quote unquote, normal and be with somebody my own age and in my own tax bracket. I don't care. I have an arrangement with my fiancé. He can sleep with whoever he wants as long as he gets STI tested, and in exchange, he'll take care of all my finances. We will have 2 children, after which he will pay for me to get a voluntary hysterectomy. I won't have to work and will only have to do the cooking, as a housekeeper will complete the cleaning. It's eat or be eaten, kill or be killed out in the world. I don't plan on being a sheep when the wolf comes, but rather the fox that slinks back into the hole as the farm falls apart. I've been selfless for too long. It's time to think about me.
I honestly respect it.
Yeah.
I think that's like, yeah, like you've already been through it. You know what it's like to not have money. You want a different life for yourself. And as long as you're both on the same page and you're both in agreement, who is it harming? I don't think.
If you're in agreement.
Yeah. Like, I'm sure he knows you're with him for the money.
Yep.
And he's okay with it.
Yep.
So why the heck not?
I agree. I just find it's a little sad that, you've had such a shit life that you kind of feel like you need to resort to that. And you feel like you can't be with someone. Like life has forced you into such a position that you feel like you can't find that true love. And you're forced to find somebody to take care of you, to take care of the finances and everything because of, your childhood and everything that your parents put you through and everything.
Yeah, it is definitely sad. But I think, I don't know, she seems happy from the way she's talking. I don't know. I mean, we don't know, but
happy or just handling herself.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. She gave him permission to sleep with other people. Maybe she can do the same. Like maybe she can also still experience love, but
who knows? Top comment is, you should probably consider what happens when the gravy train runs out. In 10 years, after 2 kids, he'll replace you with the next 20-year-old. And OP replies, if he does, he can kiss his inheritance goodbye. The whole point of the marriage is to meet the qualifications for his inheritance. One of the conditions is he loses 2/3 of it if he divorces me, which is why I'm okay with him sleeping with whoever he wants.
Holy shit.
Person replies, why is this inheritance riding on his marriage to you? OP says, it's one of his father's stipulations. He has to be married and have 1 child to receive it. My soon-to-be father-in-law really wants grandchildren before he dies. He's a very sweet man in his late 70s.
Jesus! That's messed up.
Then where did you see that going?
What the heck? He's literally being forced to have a child? Was that all?
That's it. I mean, I'll put the thread down in the link for this in the YouTube section, but OP replies to like almost every single comment on this thread.
Wow.
Yeah, it's wild. All right. That's all I got.
Just for the new people, we do put all of our links in the
YouTube. We put all of the Reddit links in the YouTube description. So if you're ever like, hey, is there an update for that? You know, sometimes a lot of updates come out after we post the episodes. You know, who knows when you're listening to it for when it was recorded or typed out. So you can always go on to YouTube and click on the video version of it and then click for the link for the Reddit story. And while you're there, make sure that you guys click the like button on the video, smash the subscribe button for future updates, and join our membership section for early releases of all the latest episodes. Yeah.
Yep. All right.
Moving on?
Yep.
Okay.
Am I the asshole for canceling our gender reveal party because I know my husband will be unhappy and possibly leave? My 37 female husband, 43 male, and I have a son, 9 male, together, and I am currently pregnant with our second child. My husband and I have already booked the venue for the gender reveal. We'll lose the photographer's deposit and what we spent on decorations, etc. However, my husband is more concerned about the reputation effect as he grew up affluent, has a very high-paying job, and also a stake in a family business. However, I can tell that despite us already having a boy who he absolutely adores, they can do no wrong in each other's eyes. My son always had every toy, fun activity, best clothes gifted by his dad. He desperately wants our second child, who we expect to be our last, to be a boy. I went into planning this reveal rationalizing that gender disappointment is okay, but I've come to realize that there is wishing you're having a son, then there's fixating on not having a daughter, even more than wanting another son, and my husband falls into the second category. I didn't do a gender reveal for our firstborn because my husband kept putting off whether or not he wanted to hear it from the doctor and when. We ended up learning, with him ecstatic, about having a son less than a month before giving birth. It's not all his fault. He grew up with an older dad who was already controlling towards his mom. Their town at the time was essentially a company town, and his dad threatened her family's jobs. Plus, he made it impossible for her to go about her day without seeing him until she agreed to be with him. My husband also pursued me pretty aggressively, and we had tension over how I, at times, felt uneasy around him. Yes, we've been in therapy over this. Our marriage has been strained because I was done with him not understanding why my body was still not 100% 3 months after giving birth. He would counter by saying, I turned down sex the day after giving birth, but that was him showing he was attracted to me post-baby. Now his demons are back. He got to a point where he said fine to me going alone to hear the baby's gender without telling him, and I found out we're having a girl. I guess I don't have a good poker face by his negative reaction after I got home. He's arguing he doesn't know the baby's gender because I did not explicitly tell him, but 100% he does know. I'd be fine with a reveal where the guests are the ones being surprised, but it's in a week, and with each day, my husband grows more withdrawn, and he's not the type who can fake happiness, and often tries to leave and pull me away with him when he's really upset. I decided to pull the plug. Again, he's not mad about the money, yet he's angry that we're doing this to our family and friends, and what this may say about him. I put my foot down. Am I the asshole?
No, this is cringe. Like, the hell? Bro, the kids are going to be what they are. Why do people put so much riding on what the sex of the kid is going to be? Like, if that's so important for you, go adopt.
Yep.
Like, when you're having a...
No, I don't think that's even an option because he seems like a very proud man. Like, you know, like he wants his offspring to be men. Like, that's what it's giving me. I don't think he would even consider adopting is the vibe he's giving me.
So weird. That's so weird. Like, can't you be a proud father? And like, you already have a boy. Why do you want another one?
Yeah.
Now it's time to have a girl. That's perfect. One boy, one girl. That's absolutely perfect.
Yeah. Top comment. Your husband sounds fucking awful.
Yeah, he does sound fucking awful, actually. Like, how is he her husband? Like, he pursued me so heavily and we go to therapy for it.
I know.
Huh?
There are so many red flags in this.
So confused.
Yeah. Like, I get his dad brought him up, like he had a bad upbringing, but like, trauma therapy, I don't know. I feel like therapy helps. And if you're willing to help yourself and get better at that stuff that you like experienced, I think you can. I mean, like, it's not like a blanket statement. I know like therapy doesn't help all, but if you're willing to help yourself, I think you can.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. It's just, man, there's so many things about this.
Yeah. This was posted 21 days ago. Let me see if there's any updates.
The fact that you're like canceling a gender reveal party because you know how your husband's gonna be reacting is like, that's wild.
Yeah.
Like, man up.
Yeah.
This dude's so manly. Like, man the fuck up and grow some balls and just take it as it's gonna be. Like, you're having a girl. Cool. Grow the fuck up, bro.
Yep.
There's no reason that you can't try and get your daughter to enjoy manly things. You can take her hunting. You can put her on a dirt bike. You can try and make her a tomboy. But like that doesn't mean you can't enjoy having a girl.
Yeah.
And when I say that, I mean that like you can try. You can't force. She still likes the princesses. Doesn't mean she's not allowed to have a princess toy. But you can give her the option of the fucking Power Ranger or the fucking Transformer or something. You put both side by side. See what she likes. I don't know.
Yeah. OP replies to a comment. He definitely grew up thinking that aggressively pursuing women is okay because in the end, his mom ended up loving her children and growing to love his dad and said his dad was in love with his mom but went about it wrong. He also aggressively pursued me, inserted himself into my daily life, friends, and work, and my brother doesn't like him, which he gave him a hard time over in a quote unquote, I'm marrying your sister whether you like it or not type of way. He commented that he doesn't want our son to ever be in a position where his sister is marrying somebody he dislikes and that his brother-in-law is rude to him about it like he was. He actually apologized afterwards to my brother over this. He did have a sexual impulse control which broke up his first marriage, which he has since apologized for. But his days of being commitment phobic also make him feel a certain way about having a daughter, I feel. But in terms of shitty personality, I have never caught him cheating and he 100% adores our son. Anything he wants, he gets. He's always around to take our son's place, brings him gifts when he comes home from the office, was always doing story time with him, and has endless patience as a father to him. The bar is in hell. Literally, the bar is in fucking hell.
I'm so confused why she married him.
Me too. She's like, oh, he's a great father. He sometimes reads stories to her.
He aggressively pursued me. He inserted himself into my life and my friends.
I feel so sorry for OP. Like, this is
I don't know if
terrible.
I feel sorry because it's like she sees all of that, saw how aggressively it was, and then she was still down with it.
Yeah, I mean...
She knows her brother didn't like him because of all of these issues, and she was still down with it. Like, he didn't kidnap her.
Yeah, I know.
So I don't know if I feel sorry for OP.
Ugh, this is tough.
This is cringing.
It is cringy.
I am cringing for this.
Like, I've seen those... Have you seen those TikToks of the gender reveals? Where...
The facial expression is like disappointment?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
like, those are always so cringe to watch. Like
I don't get that. Like, why does it matter?
I don't know.
Like, I can understand maybe if like, okay, on the first one, like, doesn't matter. Like, second one still doesn't matter. If you have 3 girls in a row and you're like, I just want a boy because I'm outnumbered. Okay, and on the fourth one, it's still another girl.
But there's still like you shouldn't be upset. Like,
no, not upset.
Yeah.
You could be like a little
sad.
Disappointed. A little sad. You're like, I was hoping for a boy. There's nothing wrong with hoping for something.
But to be like mad?
Yeah, that's like
cringe. It's freaking cringe.
Like I don't like that.
I hate that. Like I always feel bad for the other partner in those videos. Like
Did Madison want a girl? My sister is pregnant. Did Madison want a baby girl, or was that just Kat?
Kat really wanted a girl.
My other sister, Kat, really wanted a girl, which I can see. Like, if you're being an
Kat
aunt,
wanted Madison to have a girl. By the way,
because Kat's not having kids. But like, if you're an aunt, I can see why you'd want to be a girl because you're like, girls bond and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Me over here, uncle, I'm fucking hype. I'm way more hype that she's having a boy than she's having a girl. If she was having a girl, I would have been like, yeah, I hoped it would have been a guy.
Yeah.
I'd hoped it would have been a boy.
Yeah.
So that I can get him to go ride dirt bikes. But I still would have tried to get the girl to ride the dirt bikes.
That was gonna be a funkle.
Fuck yeah. Gonna be the best Funkle. I'm like, how old until the baby can like hold its own head up? Like how old until I can get it like the little balance bike to like zoom around the living room in? How old until they can wear like the cute little Nike shoes? I'm like, what's the smallest dirt bike boot that I can get? How old until they can start like what's the smallest dirt bike helmet that you can buy for someone? Like how old are they until you can get that on them? Like, you know, how old do they need to be until all these things fit their body?
Should play a drinking game.
I'm
How
very
many times
excited.
you said how old?
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna be Funkle.
Funkle.
I talked about like where Madison lives right now. I'm like, Madison, like how long is your driveway? Like, is your driveway like 36 feet long? Because Teresa and I are gonna be getting an RV, and I'm like, if I come and like visit for like 2 or 3 weeks, can I just park the RV in your driveway and we can hang out? Fun stuff.
I'm excited.
I'm excited too. Yeah.
But yeah.
July-ish or end of June.
End of
July.
June.
End of June. July.
End of June. Yeah,
It's like a month. It could be like a month away. Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's happening so fast.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else on top of yours?
Nope.
Moving on?
Yep.
All right, let's move on. This one is coming from Best of Redditor Updates. My 26 female husband, 28 male, is frustrated with me because he thinks I'm not feeding our babies adequately because I had to switch to formula. He refuses to help with their feeds at night. How can I find a compromise with him? So the original post is coming from Relationship Advice and was posted on April 28th, 2024. My husband and I got married about a year ago and have been together for 6 years. I became pregnant quite quickly, and I gave birth to twin girls about 4 weeks ago. Thankfully, neither of them needed to stay in the hospital for longer than normal, which is rare for twins, and I'm so happy they're healthy. They were born naturally, so I don't have the surgical wound or anything, which has made things easier. Although the whole thing was not a great experience. But once they were born, everything had seemed to be okay, except they just wouldn't breastfeed. I've tried, I really have. I've talked to all my doctors, I've done everything they said, but it just doesn't work, and it hurts as well. They both hate it, and I don't think I'm even producing enough for both of them because when they feed, they will get hungry and cry soon afterwards. I've tried absolutely everything to make it work, but it just doesn't, and they'll either refuse or I'll not have enough. I told my husband I can't do this anymore, and he said that I should talk to my doctors, but it's probably just a phase. And once they're hungry enough, they'll feed because that's what they've been doing. Also, that it's far healthier for them to be breastfed and that we shouldn't just switch because they're being picky. He does look after the babies with me and is fairly evenly split throughout the day, but I've been getting up every night to try and feed them when they're hungry, but it's just not working. Eventually, I told my doctor I was doing everything I could, but they just wouldn't feed. They checked both of the babies for things that may be affecting this, but there was nothing. So she said just to move on to formula, and that I've done the best I could do, and it is better at this point to use formula instead because then they'll be getting enough and not waking up so often in the middle of the night. I told my husband what the doctor said and that we need to switch because the babies going hungry so often could have lasting effects on them in the future, and I don't want to affect their development. He disagreed. But the babies were starting to cry again and still not wanting to feed. So I called my doctor about everything I would need, what I would need to do. I went and got those things and they actually fed. And they slept better in the night. One of them was still a little fussy, but once she had some, she was so much better and drank the whole thing. It was such a relief that I could finally sleep for a bit, and they've been far happier for the last couple of days since I switched to formula. But I wasn't feeling well, so I asked my husband if he could feed them one night so I could sleep for the night. He still has parental leave, so he doesn't have work or anything that would be affected by that. But he said that I chose to go against him without a proper conversation or agreement, and so I should be responsible for feeding them still. It upsets me that he holds something like this over me when I tried the best I could to have them breastfed. They just won't, and I've tried everything. It doesn't make any sense forcing them to go hungry when they will have formula. And they've both been much happier now. I was talking to my mother as she's going to be coming with my father to see the babies soon, and I was telling her that I was really tired. She said that she can help me once she comes to see them with the babies and their feeds at night, but I'm already so tired and sore, and I wish my husband could help me now. But he said it's a waste of money and that I should be feeding them like a normal person, and that's what I'm naturally supposed to do. It makes me feel awful because I've tried so hard to do that, but I just can't. They're his babies too, and it would help so much if he could feed them at night sometimes, even just once a week. I know other women have gone through much worse, and what I'm dealing with is not that stressful, but it's really a lot, and I just wish I could have a full night's sleep for once instead of having to awake so much. And I know I'm lucky, but it's really hard and it's becoming a bit too much. I don't know how to find any compromise with him when it comes to the feeds at night, and it's making it difficult.
That's what made me mad. Does she know that she freaking married a misogynist?
Like, does he not know that this is what the doctors recommend?
Like, it seems like he thinks that women's only purpose in life is to birth children. That's what the vibe he's giving me.
And breastfeed.
This makes me so mad. He said he doesn't agree with the doctor. The doctor that went to school for fucking 15 years.
Like, you breastfeed him then, bro.
Exactly. Pull out your titty. Let's see.
Bro. Like, bro, the doctor said what the doctor said. The doctor's orders, man. Like, okay, I tried breastfeeding them. They're not getting enough.
The best is he thinks that, like, the baby starving is going to be better for their development. Like, okay, yeah, maybe, like, breast milk is better for development, but if they're actually eating.
If there is breast milk.
If there is breast milk.
She's
like,
not producing enough for 2 kids.
So, you think it's better for them to starve?
Yeah.
Than to have formula? Like, are you good?
Yeah.
I didn't like this one. This was super cringe.
Top comment. OB nurse here. Your husband is unreasonable, controlling, and manipulative. He is punishing you for making a decision that actually is yours to unilaterally make because breastfeeding is your body. His input is secondary on this. They aren't his breasts, his nipples being sucked on, or his mammary glands not producing enough, which is very common with twins. Formula isn't a toxic substance that poisons babies. It is a vital alternative in situations like yours. Your biggest concern here is that your husband, rather than support you in what is obviously a difficult but necessary decision, is using the situation as an opportunity to escape shared parental duties and blame you. Is he a humongous asshole in other areas of your marriage or life? Because I'm finding it hard to believe that someone this awful is a saint in other aspects. Please consider downloading a free PDF of Why Does He Do That by Lundy Bencroft and reading it while you're giving the bottles to the babies. Your husband is either temporarily insane or an emotional abuser.
Yep.
OP replies, that was what my doctor said, that I probably just aren't producing enough and that it's unlikely to change. And the babies hated it most of the time anyway. I don't know why, but they just did, and I'd rather give them formula than have them hungry. He's not normally like this in other aspects, no. I wouldn't have married him if that was the case. He hasn't acted like this before, but I think we're both really stressed at the moment, and that isn't helping at all. But
I don't care.
Yeah, bro, how hard is it to pick up the fucking bottle, man, and just feed the baby? Jesus.
This one's infuriating.
Would you like an update?
Yes.
All right.
Please tell me she left him.
6 days later. Thank you to everyone who commented on my first post. I took my daughters to my parents and have been there for almost a week now. Both of my twins seem to be doing well and they seem happy. They're 5 weeks old now. One of them is starting to try and make noises as well, which is a nice change from the crying. I took them to the doctor so they can be checked, and they're both healthy and they're growing a bit better now that they're having formula. One of them is a little fussy about it, but will still feed. I've finally been able to sleep properly. I'll feed them at night still, but my mother or father will feed them in the morning so I can sleep then, and sometimes I even get to sleep for 9 to 10 hours. It's so much better, and I feel like I can enjoy the babies more while they're still small when I'm not so tired. They've been enjoying sleeping outside now that they're not so hungry all the time anymore, and they don't cry as much. I do feel horrible about letting them go hungry so often when they were little, but the doctor said that they're fine now that they're getting enough with formula. I was worried about frustrating my parents with the babies, but they seem really happy with them here. And the babies don't cry very much now, so it isn't so bad. My husband is angry at me. I told him I was going with the babies to my parents, but I think he thought I meant just for a day. We called each other a couple of times, and he's said horrible things to me, and now he wishes I was dead. But I'll deal with how he feels later when I feel better and know I can manage the babies on my own because they still need regular feeding quite frequently, and it's only achievable with my parents helping me at the moment. Holy fuck.
He's showing his true colors, and I hope she sees it.
Literally. Jeez. Divorce. Goodbye.
I've never felt more strongly about divorce
Yeah.
than this story.
This is wild. 6 years, and then like once you have kids, it's like the truth comes out.
Literally.
You'd rather your baby starve than just feeding them with a fucking bottle.
Is there anything else?
Opie just says, it is confusing that he's so upset. I know I should have told him, but I couldn't manage and he wasn't helping, so I don't know what he thought I should have done. I guess to like staying for a week with his parents.
I just hope OP sees this guy for who he really is. Like,
Yep. Time to divorce.
that's so scary.
Literally. Eek. Eek.
Eek.
This dude makes me cringe.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Let's move on to another shitty guy. Am I the asshole for having my husband bring me back to shore and leaving after we planned a whole day on a boat? My husband and I haven't been on any dates since I gave birth to our baby 7 months.
Now they're babies. More babies.
I had postpartum depression, might still, and I was really isolated for a lot of my pregnancy and pretty much the entire time since the baby has been here. I'm alone for at least 16 hours a day, and when my husband is home, we have about a half an hour to an hour before he goes to sleep before work, and during that time, he soaks up as much baby time as possible, which is understandable. We have sex, but that's just about as far as it goes, and some weeks he works 7 days a week. He literally busts his ass for us, and I do appreciate it so much. I really do. I'm just feeling really alone in it all. So I communicated that to him a week ago, and he said he was going to make time for me and that he would borrow his buddy's boat and bring me out while his mom watched the baby for the day. I was stupid excited. So the day before yesterday, he came home from work early to bring me out shopping to grab some stuff we needed, as he planned it for the next day, yesterday. We brought food, the essentials, and he told me to pick out a fishing pole because his plan was to bring me fishing for the entire day. I had been asking to go for 3 years, but we never had time. He doesn't even like fishing, so I asked if he was sure, and he specifically said, "Yes, this is for you. You need it, so I'm going to make it happen." I went to bed so excited, could hardly sleep. We headed out around 8 a.m. the next day. At first, everything was good. We launched the boat and started heading off. We were talking and laughing, which hasn't happened in a long time. Around 9:30, he pulls off the sandbar, and I'm a little confused because you can't go fishing here. But that's when I noticed we were pulling up on 4 other boats. His friends, coworkers, and their children. About 9 other people. I asked him what we were doing, and he said, "Well, I told them we were going out on a boat, and they wanted to join us." I asked for how long, because he told me he was bringing me fishing, and this was the day for us, and he says, "Well, I figured I would bring you fishing before we leave for the day." I was immediately disappointed. For hours, I sat in the same spot, watching my husband talk to everyone else, or just sat along while he followed these guys to random locations, all beach where you can't fish. Then they all started drinking. They offered me some, but I was just defeated at this point, maybe between 1 and 2 p.m. I asked my husband to bring me back to shore. He said, "Wait, no, why?" I didn't answer him. He then goes, "No, babe, I'll bring you fishing. We can leave right now." So I said, "No thanks, I don't want to be here." He brought me back to shore in silence, where I already had someone waiting to pick me up. He asks why I'm leaving with them and that he could drive me home and leave with me. I said, no, it's fine. Go hang out. You're obviously needing it. And left. He came back 40 minutes later and was irritated. He was apologizing, but at this point, you just tell that he was angry, so I was more snappy and exasperated than anything. Says that he figured I would appreciate socializing since I never do. I told him this was never about my lack of social life, but my lack of spending time with him, and I had told him that when I had talked about it to him weeks ago. So he did this for him, not for me. So he said, "Yup, sorry I fucked up your day," and left to go get the baby. When he came back, he didn't say much of anything to me, and when he left for work this morning, he just said, "See you later." Am I the asshole?
No, another selfish person doing selfish things. Like, come on, man. Like, how hard is it to give your partner attention and dedication? Like, you plan this whole thing, you go and buy your fishing gear, and then you also tell a bunch of other people, and they meet you on the lake. Like, come on, man.
Why would you think that that's okay?
Yeah.
Why would you think that she would be happy with that? She's asking for a date with you. She was so overjoyed with excitement.
And you like had all these plans, and not once did you mention until the very last moment.
Why wouldn't you mention it?
Like, why wouldn't you say, "Hey, do you want to go out boating? Everybody's going boating together. We can be in a big group. Does that sound fun?"
Yeah.
Maybe she would have actually been down for that.
If you told her.
She probably would have been. She would have been like, "That's great. I can spend time with you. We can socialize a little bit. It'll be a great boating day." But what you did was you set her up thinking that it's going to be completely solo, thinking that it's going to be a day of fishing, and then boom, pull that out from underneath her, pull the rug out from underneath her, and then this is happening.
Mm-hmm.
If, like, you're just an asshole. Like, you could have, like, oh, it just makes me so angry because it's like, she got so excited. She was talking about how, like, she couldn't sleep. She was so excited for the next day. She had that, like, butterflies in her stomach where it's so hard to fall asleep. And then she was so excited. They were going there, and then at the last moment, they fucking turn. It's like, I can see the destination, and they take a hard right.
Yeah.
And they take a hard right, and hubby's confused on why she's pissed off. Like, you're a piece of shit.
Yep.
It would have been different if you're like, "Hey, do you want to go boating with a bunch of people?" She would have been like, maybe she wouldn't have been as excited as fishing, but she probably would have been excited to do that, and she would have been prepared for it.
Yep.
And at the very last moment, you just rip it out from underneath her.
Exactly. Yeah. There's an edit. And for the record, he literally works on the water all day, every day with the guys that he invited. So every single day is on a boat and hangout day for them because they only have, at most, 4 jobs a day. And most of the time, it's just him hanging out on the boat, waiting for a call. He often jokes that he gets a twofer because he's working in social hour with his friends. And there's another edit to add. I'm honestly growing tired of repeating this, so I'm just going to make this known that my social life is not the problem in this equation. I have friends and I see them as often as I want and need to. My problem is with my husband and I not connecting. We do not speak, kiss, nothing. The point of the trip was to reconnect as a couple, not have me socialize with a bunch of drunks. For the record, there was only one woman there, a woman that quite happily gets tossed around the group, who has zero interest in conversing with me. I have no desire to hang out with the small children either. My husband knows this. I did try to talk to the people there. I was spoken over several times.
Yeah, he's just not prioritizing his wife. He's just a piece of shit. He's just a selfish asshole.
Yeah. Top comment. It's pretty wild that he's acting like you're the jerk here. Is that typically his MO when he gets upset about something? OP replies, yeah, kind of. Now that I think about it, he gets defensive a lot.
No,
Piece of shit.
Divorce.
Trash.
And I don't even say divorce of this like this is not good and you need to stop. Like, divorce because you deserve somebody so much better.
Yeah.
Somebody who would actually appreciate you and your time.
Exactly.
That is so ridiculous.
Yeah, that's what made me mad.
Oh my God. Do you ever get those nights where, like, you're just so excited for the next day, like it's hard to fall asleep?
It's usually before trips.
Yeah, like before we went to Cali, before Vegas, probably gonna have one of those before Italy in July. I used to get those as a kid, like every weekend almost. Like, my dad used to take me motocross racing. Like, I grew up on dirt bikes and motocross races every Sunday, sometimes Saturday, Sunday. And like every night before, I was always just jumping with joy, vibrating, like tingly, like my heart was racing at night. I was just so excited to wake up and go ride my dirt bike tomorrow.
Yeah.
That like every single night, like almost every Saturday night before the Sunday was just like, it was so hard to fall asleep. And at one point, like I remember in like schools, like the school week used to seem so long because I was fixated on like Sunday. I was like, oh my God, it's only Monday. I can't wait for, I know what the track we were going to was the next weekend. And like it got to the point where like I knew what all the tracks were, or if I didn't, it was a new track. I was excited to go to this new track that I've never been to. And there was just so much excitement for it. Like I used to get that all the time, like the butterflies in my stomach when I'm sleeping, and it's like so hard to put my head down and like actually go to sleep.
Yeah.
And like we've had that, and like same like when we were in Cali the day before the motocross day, I had that as well. It was so hard to fall asleep. You just get so excited for some things. So like this poor girl is like so excited, so hyped for it, and then just boom, hard right as she can see the destination.
I know.
Bullshit.
So sad. Yeah, she definitely deserves a lot better than what she's given.
I would have, like, as soon as he got off the boat and got onto one of his friends' boat, I would have took the boat and went over to a fishing area and just fished him. Or would have fucking just drop kicked him off the boat.
Drop kick.
Into the water. Running kick. Boing.
Boing.
So rude.
Yep.
Listen, if you're out there and you're a selfish asshole, stop being a selfish asshole. Be considerate for your partner.
Yes, you.
Like
OP.
I'm gonna clip down this exact section and put it on TikTok. You. Okay, moving on. On to the next. So this one's going from True Off My Chest. It was posted 2 days ago. My fiance cheated, and his family are telling me to suck it up and get married.
Bro, another one that's gonna infuriate me?
Just that title makes me cringe.
Come on.
All right. I, 24 female, and my fiance, 28 male, have been together for 2 years and engaged for 3 months. We are both Indians. My friend, let's call her Leela, happens to be on a dating app, Hinge. She recently sent me a screen recording of my fiance's verified profile. Upon discovering his profile, my heart shattered, and millions of thoughts were racing through my mind. I firstly thought that it would be fake, but his profile has a voice prompt where he's speaking a few lines and it's his voice. I confronted him. Man, actually, they got voice prompts on Hinge now? Tinder has upgraded since I was ever on there.
Yeah, they do. I've seen TikToks.
That's insane.
Of like, yeah.
Jeez. I wonder if like instead of profile pics, it's like little videos now too. Like here's a TikTok of me.
Maybe.
Get to know me. All right. I confronted him, and at first he denied and blamed me that to shut up and I'm on the dating app. I pulled out my phone and showed him his profile and he went numb. After a few minutes of him hyperventilating, he confessed that he was scared of tying the knot and wanted some kind of validation from other women, but hasn't met anyone in real life and done anything physical. I doubt he's lying about not meeting and asked me to give him some time. I told this to my parents and they were of course upset and wanted to talk to his parents, which they did. His mother's response was that he is not married and deserves to blow off some steam somewhere else, and he complained about me not making time for him to his parents. Mind you, I've always had a weird vibe about his mother, and she proceeds to say, "Who will marry her?" ? His family is now harassing me and calling me all sorts of names and threatening to make nasty rumors about me. And this motherfucker is apologizing and begging me to take him back and marry him. This son of a bitch told me he was a virgin, but is not, and wanted to lose it on the first night of our marriage, but he's just a manipulative liar. I'm at a loss for words and mentally too drained. What should I even do?
There's only one answer here. You need to break off the engagement, girl.
Yeah, right? Mini update. Just told my parents that the wedding is off, and they were relieved to hear this.
Oh, thank God.
We hugged and discussed about returning the ring.
Thank God. These...
I wonder if that was an arranged marriage.
Maybe, but that's... Regardless.
Oh, yeah, regardless.
That's so messed up. The family! To be like, he's still single? I don't understand that, truly. When people... Even for, like, bachelorette stuff, bachelorette stuff, like, it's your last night being single. No, it's
You're not single, bro. You're not single. Like,
You're
what?
not, actually. Like, you're engaged.
Yeah.
You've been in a committed relationship for years.
You're in a committed relationship, so...
Like, come on. I don't understand that.
It's always funny when people are pieces of shit, their family always backs them up.
That is so crazy to me.
Like, how big of a piece of shit do you have to be until your family will turn their back on you? Or, like, at least say that you're wrong.
I know.
Not stick up for you.
Literally. I mean, we've seen some of them, but it's most of the time, they're backing them up.
Yeah.
He needs to blow off steam before he gets married. He could have done that when he was single.
Yep.
Please. These ones are making me mad.
All right. Update.
Oh, wait. I thought that was the update, that they got divorced. Or, sorry, that they broke off the engagement.
This is a mini update.
Oh, okay.
Big, full-blown update.
Oh, okay, let's go.
You ready?
Yeah.
Get your red flags out. Get your pitchforks ready. Firstly, I cried a lot after seeing the comments on my first post, and I slept for the first time properly after days of this shit happening. Thank you to everyone who's been so lovely. This morning, my mother was with her girlfriends for a get-together, which happens once a month, and in between her time, she received a few calls from my ex's mother, which she ignored, and then his mom started messaging her about berating me sexually, and one of the texts she wrote, "I hope your daughter gets roped."
What?
Now, I think we all know that it's not roped. Just saying.
Yeah.
Now, this thing took my mom in a whole different dimension, which her friends have never seen, and she blurted out about my situation to her friends and showed them the text. They were all too shocked, and turns out my ex's mother was having an affair a few years back and played a perfect wife by posting lovey-dovey stuff with her husband on Facebook. Everybody in that community knows this about her, and thinks either her husband is too blind to look at her unfaithfulness or is just a cuck. This woman has been a gossip for quite some time. My mom fortunately kept the screenshot before his mother tried to delete the text. She thinks she's too smart to just write some fucked up shit and act like an innocent bitch. Before leaving to return the ring, I asked my brother, because he's a lawyer, to come with me as he knows about the situation fully, and he asked me to just video record all the conversation when we reach there. He will do the same by any chance it turns off on my phone. His mom called me every name in the book as you can imagine, and that I'm disgraceful and all. I just looked at her point blank and said, "Disgrace? Like having an affair behind her husband's back? And taking those trips to meet your affair partner?" I don't know why. She went all white and just whispered, "Don't speak it out loud." Apparently, her kids and extended family don't know about her doings. My ex was standing there, obviously confused, and I handed back the ring with a printout of a list of possible sexual diseases and clinics to get tested before he tries to get laid with another girl, and I pointed this to his mother to get tested too. The list idea one Redditor suggested to me, and I loved it. This son of a pig started tearing up, and I had just enough of him at that point and his crocodile tears. He looked like tears were coming out of a turd. He kept pleading to reconsider my decision, and now he regrets everything and will get a separate house where we can both live and build our lives. But I've had enough of him, and I threaten that if they try to contact me and my family again, I will get the police involved. Before leaving, I pointed out my phone recording, and they look like they've been drowning in shame. We left seeing those two pieces of crap mumbling and crying. Apparently, I'm in a group chat where guests, people from his family and my family, our friends and colleagues, are added during the time of the ring ceremony, as we gave online invitations. So I decided to send his screen recording profile and other screenshots of him and his mother to that group and explain why I'm canceling the wedding and apologizing to them for wasting their time and money on these effortless people. Our mutual friends have reached out to me for being disgusted at him and don't wish to continue their friendship with him. His male friends told me that a few days back he was asking them about going on a trip as a bachelorette party to any of these places: Thailand, Dubai, Vietnam, Philippines, and they of course rejected as some of them are married or in a committed relationship. But my ex said it's a one-time experience to be away from those, quote, loudspeakers and enjoy around other women. He offered to get a VIP area booked at a club for all of them. They all thought he was bluffing and can't do such things as he loves me too much. But the good part is our friends have offered to plan a little get together for me and are not responding to him, and his colleagues will most likely spread this factual rumor about him at his workplace.
Good.
My mom and dad came up to me while I was crying so hard on the floor as my brother held me and finally having a fresh breath of air after all of this ended. My dad surprised us with takeout, and my parents fed me from their own hands because I was physically and mentally drained from all the drama and that I'd lost my appetite.
My God.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm so happy she aired out both of their dirty laundry to the whole family and friends.
Yeah. I'm
He
happy
deserves
too.
nothing less.
Oh, 100%. Air that shit out.
Yeah.
Air it out.
Why are these people so trash?
Right? Ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing more to say. I don't really know.
No, that's it.
But
enough said.
yeah, I think a little bit of sweet revenge in there.
I like that one. Yeah, that was good.
But yeah, I don't know. I hope everyone sees them for who they really are, especially the mom too.
Yeah.
For
Fuck
making
that
a
mom.
comment like that.
Oh my God. Like
That's disgusting.
That's so fucked up. That's so it's so messed up. Oh my God. All right.
All right.
Moving on.
Yes. All right. I have a couple more stories here, but I also do have an update on the my husband got a vasectomy and didn't tell me story.
Okay.
So we'll do that update at the end and then one more story.
All right. Which one are we going to do?
I'm going to read you the titles and you pick.
Ooh, okay. My choice. I like it.
Am I the asshole for sending a price sheet to my family after not being invited to my half-sister's wedding?
Okay.
Am I the asshole for telling my daughter-in-law, for fuck's sakes, I have a life, and I am not going to be a cookie-cutter grandma, and I will call the police?
Whoa. Okay. That sounds intense.
Am I the asshole for refusing to pay my fair share of drinks when I don't drink?
Second one. Yeah. Give me the police one.
The police
That one sounds intense. Let's go.
Okay. My son and daughter-in-law have been married for around 7 years at this point. They have 2 kids. All of my children are out of the home and living their lives. My husband and I are still working and will probably retire in 10 to 15 years, around 70. My daughter-in-law and I got along much better before kids came into the picture. They live 30 minutes away and she is always trying to drop them off. I thought my son was in on this, but no. I sat them down and he had no idea that this was happening. I showed him many texts of her asking me to babysit, and he was under the impression that I have only babysat twice this month, not 16 times. Apparently, she has been dropping them off with me to hang out with people, and my son was under the impression that she was taking them with her. I started to communicate in a group chat with them, so everyone was on the same page. I only respond to her in the group chat, and if she starts to spam me with texts about it, I throw a screenshot in the group chat and have my son deal with it. We have talked about it, and it comes down with her wanting her kids to have the same relationship she had with her grandparents. In short, I explained that I am still working and I will not have that relationship, that I can't have the kids every day just like she had growing up. We agreed to every 2 weeks to have a grandma day. All good for about a year. My son is now traveling for work and she is at it again. The time difference makes it so hard to have him shut it down when it happens. I was home for about an hour when she showed up at my home. She wanted me to babysit when she went shopping. I had enough at this point. I told her, for fuck's sakes, I have my own life, that I will not be a cookie cutter grandma she wants, and if she tries to leave the kids with me from now on without my agreement, that I will call the police for abandonment. She called me a jerk and stormed off. My son tried calling me to smooth it over and saying that I may have gone too far. Am I the asshole?
No, that's just the right amount of far. I think this is going to be pretty funny when daughter-in-law tests it and she calls the police and she fucking does it.
Yep, exactly.
That's wild that she was pawning them off on the grandma and the son doesn't even know.
Yeah.
I would be so mad at you.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Like how is he okay with that?
Exactly.
That is complete breaking trust. Like,
yeah.
I don't even know where my kids are.
Yeah.
I thought you had my kids, but it turns out my kids are with my mother and I didn't even know of this. What?
I know.
No communication.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, like not only is she like lying about dropping them off, but like she's sending them to his mom's house without even telling him. Like,
yeah,
that's so weird to me.
That's so weird.
Yeah. And it's a different thing, like, to want a relationship with like your kid and your grandparents.
That's
but, like,
bullshit.
I mean,
I don't. I think that's complete utter bullshit. Why is it?
The reason she's giving is bullshit.
Yeah.
Because she just wants time to herself.
That reason's bullshit from her.
Yes. But like if people do say this, like I do get that feeling or that desire, but they're still working.
Yeah.
Like she has a full-time job. She's not like
you
a
give them
grandma
to the grandparents when the parents ask for it, or if you have something and you need a babysitter. That's when you give them to the grandparents, not 16 times a month because you want to go shopping.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. Like I grew up with my grandparents a lot, like my nonna Teresa and my nonno Domenico. We like when my mom was working, like I was there at their place a lot, like as a baby. But that's because like my nonna wasn't working, like they were retired.
Yeah, I'm sure they enjoy doing
exactly.
it too.
Like if you have the time, I'm sure most grandparents do enjoy it, but when you are working full time, like
yeah, fuck no.
If they're not going to retire until they're 70, like that's
yeah, no thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, no thank you.
Like if they wanted kids again, they would
Exactly.
adopt. I don't know. Like
when I for Christmas, I would always spend the Christmas break till New Year's with my grandma and grandpa.
Yeah.
Like on Boxing Day, we'd go, and then I would always stay at my grandparents'. It was great, especially when then my grandma bought me a Game Boy Advance, and then I could play Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh. But like I wasn't allowed Game Boys at my house, so like the Game Boy stayed at my grandparents'. So I love going to my grandparents because I got my Game Boy.
Didn't like hanging out with the grandparents. You like
no, I love my grandparents too. It was like a thing since I was like little that until then I would get picked up after New Year's.
Yeah, just you or your sisters too?
Nope, just me.
Oh, that's nice.
Because my grandma loved me. I was spoiled and I was the favorite baby boy. And yeah, I remember that Game Boy too was like the Game Boy Advance. So it was before your time. It was before like
I had a Game Boy. I don't know about Game Boy
probably
Advance,
like an SP. Did it flip? Open?
Yeah.
So that was SP. This was the one before it. So it was just like the solid one. But the thing with it is like there's no light on the screen. So once it started getting dark, you couldn't play. What? You couldn't play unless there was light in your room. Like nowadays the screens are lit.
Yeah.
And they light up for you. The Game Boy SP, the one that folded up, it's the first one where the screen was like lit up. Now back then you couldn't. So like it started getting dark at nighttime and no more Game Boy for Denver. Yeah, when I was like a kid, I was never allowed any Game Boy devices or anything.
Yeah.
My grandma bought it for me.
That's nice.
It was great. And now I still have a Game Boy.
Yes, you do.
I got a Game Boy DS. I got a DS. I got a 3D. I got a Game Boy DS. I got a 3DS. And I got a Switch. For my Pokemon and my Mega Man Battle Network games.
Denver's a huge nerd, if you guys haven't
I like to game.
Caught
sometimes.
on.
Yeah, I like to game a little bit. Anybody else play the Pokemon games? Let me know. I'm always down for that. I'll battle you. You got any of those games? I got a team ready to go. Got my level 100 Pikachu. I'm ready.
We had someone in the comments.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Right?
Yeah, somebody in the comments
Yu-Gi-Oh.
for Yu-Gi-Oh. Someone commented on YouTube and they had like a little Kribo as their profile. And then I replied back to the comment and then I was like, also side note, if you have Duel Masters, here's my, add me as a friend. So if you guys have Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Masters, and you guys want to duel me, send us a DM or create a thread on the subreddit, and I will post my profile link, and you can deal with my dark magicians. Teresa's like, what the fuck is that?
I have no idea what you're talking about, but cool. All right, there's an edit.
Oh, okay.
For everyone going on about how he couldn't know, doesn't he talk to his kids? The kids were 4 months and a 1.5-year-old when she kept dropping them off. They weren't really talking. The oldest could move, but he wasn't a big talker. It really hit off when she was pregnant and got even worse when the second one was born.
So it's like the kids just saying "igi googa gaga." Question though, like, okay, like, just hypothetically, we had kids, all right, and I am pawning them off on Franca, your mom.
Yeah.
I'm just giving them off to her. You don't think that there's a 3-way group chat, and it's like, your baby did this today while I had them look at this cute picture, like, updates on anything like that?
Yeah.
How is the mom not even giving her son updates on how her kids are doing when she's babysitting them?
I don't think she's babysitting for like long amounts of time. Like, I think it's probably like an hour or two a day.
Maybe,
like,
yeah. I guess maybe kind of.
Because she comes over last minute.
I feel like we'd be getting updates.
Yeah.
If I'm looking after Madison's kids when it's born, she's getting like 17 videos.
Yeah.
Every single time.
Yeah. I mean, my parents sent us my mom sent me updates when she watched Luna.
Yeah.
That week.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we're getting updates the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I guess I should read the top comment.
Yes, please.
Not the asshole. That's nice she had that kind of relationship with her grandparents, but absolutely nothing entitles her to force it on you. Good job on the boundaries. Your son needs to step up here too, though, and get more involved with his own kids. The group text idea was brilliant and is a great way to keep him in the loop. OP replies, don't make assumptions. He is very involved with the kids. When he comes back from the trip, he always takes the kids out to let her have a chance to herself. He has been to every milestone they have had. He just gave her a weekend trip with her friends for Mother's Day and stayed behind with the kids. He goes to doctor appointments. They switch off childcare mornings and nights. He takes them with him all the time. He spends a lot of time with the kids. The kids are in daycare, so really they have nights together. He is a good father. Not his fault he needed to travel to work so they have money. That's just what happens when you are the main breadwinner. When work says to do that, you do it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. People always make assumptions.
Yeah.
That the father's not around enough.
Yeah, we make assumptions too because we're not given full information.
Context. Yeah, exactly.
We don't have all the information. We're just making assumptions based on like the information that we're given.
Exactly.
Sorry, we're making conclusions based on the...
That's all we do.
We're just giving our opinions,
We're
guys.
just jumping to conclusions on here. That's literally all we do. It's entertaining, though.
Yes. All right. Now for the update.
Okay, before you get to the update.
Okay.
I just want to say that sometimes, for you guys listening, if you guys are new, updates come out on these stories. We try to stay on top of them. We're not always the best at it. So if you guys want to be part of the fam, you see an update come, throw it down on our subreddit. Just repost it on our subreddit. Let us know like an update came out on a previous story. And then we'll try to throw it in on like a future episode.
Yes.
But we'll try and put it in on at the end of the episode so that if like you're new and you're not like listening to a story that you've never heard before, gives you a chance to like go back to that episode. Like what episode was this update from?
Messy as mud. This was episode 27.
Okay, so this one's from 2 episodes ago. So if you want to go back, you go back to episode 27, Messy as Mud, and then you're up to date on the story, and then boom, we can get into this update.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right. Quick synopsis.
If you're not going back and listening to the old episode before you watch,
or if you forgot what it was about because it was 2 episodes ago.
Yeah, that too.
OP was trying to have kids with her husband. She told her husband before they got married that she wanted 4 kids. They had 1. She wanted to try for another one. It wasn't working. She ended up going to the doctor and so to see a fertility doctor and all that. And it ended up being that her husband got a secret vasectomy years ago.
2.
Huh?
2 years.
Oh, 2 years ago. Right after the first baby came. So, and he didn't tell her about it. So now this is an update.
Also, he was lying every single time they had sex.
Yes.
Because he's like, I'll put a baby in you. And then turns out that he had a vasectomy
He already
done.
had a
And she
vasectomy.
made it very important to him that she wanted her kids to grow up with siblings because she was an only child.
Yes. Okay. Some of you made some comments about my mom gifting my husband and I a house, paying for occasional cleaning services, implying that Chris feels somehow emasculated by this. Also implying I am too financially dependent on my mom. I make very good money. I have a sizable savings and don't need any help. My mom was excited to buy this house for us as a wedding present. My dad passed away when I was young. He was wealthy and left my mom everything, so she shares his love since I'm her only kid. I make more money than Chris and always have. Yes, his name is on the house, so yeah, I'm gonna get screwed over in the divorce. Some of you complained I broke his trust by going through his phone. He goes through my phone too. We have the same passcode. Some comments call this agreement between us unhinged, which is so bizarre to me. Chris, I thought, was my soulmate, my husband, my best friend. We don't have secrets, I thought. Isn't that the whole point of a marriage? To finally have one person in your whole world who you can tell everything to? To always be on the same team? Obviously, I was wrong. And as many of you pointed out, that kind of love, trust, and openness doesn't really exist. And none of that matters now. I disagree.
I disagree. We got that. Okay.
Whatever.
I was trying to fist pump Teresa. She wasn't hanging.
Sorry.
We got that.
Okay. Chris and Joy seemed fine to me, but in hindsight, there's always been a hesitation on his part. I always thought it was just typical since the short time while my dad was alive in my life, I don't really remember him being affectionate or warm. He was nice and played with me sometimes, but I don't remember being held by him very much. I asked Chris many times if everything was okay when I noticed he was distant. He always said things were great and gave an excuse, just tired, work is draining, no big deal. We're in the US, and here a man can get a vasectomy at any time. I don't know what Chris told his doctor. For all I know, he took off his wedding ring and gave a sob story, or probably just walked in and asked for the procedure. It doesn't matter. I'm really thankful for my mother. She's heartbroken for me, and like many of you, she already knows my marriage is over. There's been a lot of nights of me crying that she's endured. I'm numb when I'm not crying, and keep getting this creepy feeling that nothing matters. We're getting a divorce. I finally called Chris, and he sobbed he was sorry, said he might be able to get it reversed. I read a lot about vasectomies since my last post, and sometimes it can't be reversed. It's always a risk. Again, it doesn't matter. It's not actually about the vasectomy. It's that the person who I thought was the one person in the world I could trust, that I was on the same page as, literally writing the book together, made this decision without me and kept it from me and lied all these years. I really thought what we had was true love. Now I'm pretty certain that doesn't even exist. Chris has not offered any explanation. He cried, begged for forgiveness, and said again he could get it reversed. Even if he can, the rest is irreversible. He never once answered my question. It's really painful to talk to him. So after 3 times of asking and him each time dodging answers and begging for forgiveness, I finally just said to please leave the house and told him he'd hear from my lawyer. He texted me that he's packed and left. I haven't heard from him since. He never once asked about Joy. My lawyer said I might wind up paying alimony, but I might be able to get the house since it was a gift from my mother and Chris had never made a financial contribution. He also said Chris committed a kind of infidelity since he went behind my back to have this life-altering procedure and admitted it, so that might help me. To everyone telling me it's going to be okay and I still can have more children, all of this seems impossible right now. My heart is broken. I've never experienced such sadness, and the only relief is when I'm playing with my daughter. Her happiness is infectious. She is blissfully unaware, having the time of her life at grandma's, but unlike her father, she's always asking, "Where's Dada?" I called work and took medical leave of absence. I found a therapist. My mom has offered to stay with me for a while, as well as hire a nanny. And that's all.
Oh my God. What? It's reversible, buddy. That's not even the point anymore. You fucked up so bad. Everything, you destroyed everything. Everything is done. Doesn't matter if it's reversible or not. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
There is true love like that. Unfortunately, yeah, you didn't find it. I'm sorry that happened to you.
This like, just the way she was talking, though, she's like, I thought it was my soulmate, like the one person I told everything to. That's why, like, no one expects things to happen to them.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, it's so scary. Like, you can never, like...
Truly know someone.
But
I'm
like,
fucking scared. You're scaring me.
You're scaring me.
I'm scared of you. I don't know what you're going to do to me in the future.
With the Spider-Man.
I don't know. Yeah.
Spider, like...
Yeah, they're pointing at each other.
Yeah. It's like... Was that relevant or no?
No. No, it doesn't make sense.
I
That's
don't
when
know
you
why.
have 3 people all saying, like, you did it, it's you.
Well, I don't know. You're scaring
me.
me because I'm like...
You're scaring me. Don't put this on me. I did nothing wrong. I'm perfect.
Did I?
Oh, man. That's intense.
Yeah, it's sad, but I'm glad she's getting a divorce and putting her foot down because this
Hell
is like
yeah.
something that's like unforgivable. Like there's no coming back from it. Even if you did try to give him another chance, like it wouldn't work out because you just wouldn't trust him.
Yeah, exactly. No, the trust is gone. It's just dissolved. It's just exploded. Fucking done.
Yeah, and it doesn't even seem like he cares about Joy.
No,
like,
he's a piece of shit. He's a fucking piece of shit. Couldn't even come up with an explanation. Hasn't even asked about Joy. Fuck off. Fuck off, buddy. Fuck you, Chris. Although I feel bad saying fuck you, Chris, because we have a Chris in our life, so I don't want to.
Ugh. Okay, top comment. I agree with you. It's not the vasectomy. It's lying about it and defrauding you. Wanting your money, but not being a true partner. Listen to your lawyer. Do what he says, and you'll come out the other side. Even if you pay alimony, it won't be forever.
No, it'd be worth it to get him out of your life.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll pay you to go away.
Get the fuck away.
Get the fuck out of here.
That's all.
That's insane. Man. All right.
All right. I don't know.
Why are you clapping? What?
I'm just like closing it off. Like,
That's it. All right. Thank you guys so much for coming on for this journey. Teresa, what'd you win the other day?
oh my God. Okay. Denver and I's very first date 6.5 years ago. Oh, we already talked about this.
I feel like we foreshadowed a little bit.
Oh no, we talked about it in the Patreon episode.
No, we talked about at the beginning of this episode what our first date was.
Did we? I was blurring together.
So Teresa's got a Patreon there. So the 2 episodes that Teresa didn't read there is going to be going on to next week's Patreon. So if you guys want to help support us, you can go check us out on Patreon. We started to do bonus Friday episodes. So every Friday, you're going to get an extra episode out of us on our Patreon. So if you guys want to go over there and check it out and get lots of episodes and support us, we greatly appreciate that.
It's every single Friday. It's not maybe. It's not we'll see how we feel. It's every single Friday is an extra episode.
We'll get it done for you.
So that's double the episodes.
Yeah. We've had a lot of people who have been like, I love you guys. I've binged every episode now. I can't wait for next week's episode. Well, go check out Patreon and you'll get extra bonus episodes.
Yes. I know we've had a lot of comments saying like, you guys need to make more episodes. And we are.
We're doing it.
So
Supply and demand. You demand, we supply.
Exactly.
We got to put it on Patreon though, because we have some goals that we're trying to reach.
Yes.
We're trying to buy an RV.
We are. We're really trying. We really want to do it.
We really want to.
Soon.
And if like 100 people signed up for Patreon, we'd be set.
Yeah.
Maybe 500. 500 we've solid. 200 would pay for the RV. 500 Teresa could quit her job. That's it. That's all we need. 500 of you guys, loyal supporters. We appreciate you guys so much. But yeah, tell them
Yes. Okay.
Tell them what you won.
So our first date was mini golf, as we
Mini golf.
mentioned. So Denver and I have been playing mini golf
Our whole relationship.
pretty frequently.
Whenever we can.
A few times a year, I would say.
Yeah.
I would say
a lot now.
above average.
Like wherever we go. Like we've mini golfed in
A lot of countries.
Europe.
Yes.
Like, wherever we go, we mini golfed when we went to California.
Yep.
Did we mini golf in Las Vegas? I don't think we did.
No.
California we did. We did in the Netherlands. We did it in
Vienna.
Austria.
Yep.
Vienna.
Did we do it in Spain? Did we do it in Spain?
I don't think so.
No. Okay. Well, a few different countries. We love mini golf.
Yep.
Denver loves mini golf because he usually wins every single time.
Yes. Well, I would. Yes. I would just like to say that I am very good at anything I attempt, and I usually win everything I do.
The cockiness.
I am sorry. I am just competitive, and I try my hardest, and I'm good at everything. I am, though. I don't know why. I just am. I'm good at anything I do.
So yes.
But like before you get there,
Okay.
okay, the first time I played Teresa, it was our first date.
Oh my God.
And we were just playing, and I wasn't really trying. Like, not like, I wouldn't say I wouldn't try, because I tried everything I do, but I wasn't like super trying. I was like putting in a good effort, but we were having a great time. We were chatting, we were talking, we were getting to know each other. And then by like the 16th hole, I realized I'm like 10 points ahead of her. And I'm like, oh shit, like I'm supposed to like let her win. I'm supposed to like let the girl win. I shouldn't be trying to win and like show her up or anything. So then I try to play badly for the next couple holes. And I'm just like not even caring. I'm just swinging, not really aiming. I'm just like, goes kind of close and bounces off. And I'm like, oh yeah, you know, it sucks. I don't know what's happening to me right now. And I try to like ease up. And I just like at some point the ball gets to be within a foot of the hole. You can't miss when you're a foot away. So I have to sink it. And then I still ended up just winning.
Yeah.
By a lot,
I remember at the
margin.
end, I was like, I had like one hole that was probably like 10 hits or something.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know what the proper terminology is, but so yeah, it was a huge milestone for me when I won mini golf yesterday.
Yes, you did.
It was crazy. It was an amazing victory, and 6.5 years later,
Good job.
finally,
You've been practicing a long time. Have you been secretly practicing?
maybe, been taking some tips from my dad.
Is that what you do when I go to work?
Yeah,
You go out to the mini golf section and you just go play putt-putt?
maybe. Not like I have a job.
No, you do.
Yeah, I know. That's why.
Or maybe on your lunch
I'm
break.
being sarcastic.
Oh, yeah, true.
I rarely get a lunch break.
Yeah, I keep thinking work from home means you do nothing, but no, you actually you work. So yeah, yesterday we put the bikes on the back of the car, drove the BMW down to Niagara Falls. And usually we go to this section in Niagara Falls. So if you guys are from Toronto, there's a whirlpool hike.
Yes,
Near Niagara
Gorge.
Falls. It's like 3 kilometers down from the actual falls. It's like where this little whirlpool area happens.
Yeah.
And we go there once a year for like 3 or 4 years now. We always go for a hike. Mm-hmm. And this year, instead of going for a hike, we parked in like the same spot, and then we unloaded the bicycles, and then we took the bicycles all the way to the main falls. It was like 3-4 kilometers.
No, it was more. It was like 6.
Well, just to get there.
Yeah, 6 to get there.
Well, the 2 at the beginning didn't count.
Oh yeah, I guess.
Because we kind of like went down and back up. I
It
don't
was
know.
4.
It was something like that. And on the way there, it was like pretty much downhill the whole way, so it was lots of fun.
Nice.
Lots of fun on the way there. And we get to the falls, we go to the falls, and then we go up to like the strip. We go to the dinosaur mini golf. We played that mini golf. And right away, Teresa was hot. First hole, she gets it in 2. I got it in 3. Second hole, I get it in 2. She gets it in 3.
No.
You got the first 2. You got 2. You got
You
2.
said it the other way around.
My bad. First 2 holes, she gets 2 on each one, and I got 3 in each one. So 2 holes in, I'm 2 points down, and I'm just like, no problem. And I got a tight game, but like so did Teresa. So then I would like tie her, and then I'd tie her again, and then it was like 3 again, and then I'd get like 1 point, and then I'd mess up, and then at some point she got 2 hole-in-ones.
Yeah.
And then at one point I got like a 4. I was like so close to them, and I think I missed them. And then I thought I had a comeback coming around the 14th hole. I was -5, and I brought it back down to -3, and I thought I was good. We're going to like the 16th hole or something, and I'm back down to -5, and I'm like,
Yep.
fucked.
Yep.
And then she ended up winning by like
-2.
2 or 3.
I think it was 2.
Yeah, she got a little sloppy on the last 2. She got a little loose on the last 2, and I was like, oh, pressure's getting to her, pressure. I was like, babe. I was like, if you win, that'd be great. But imagine you lose with this lead, and you'll never live it down.
Yeah.
But she came through strong.
This is like a huge part of our relationship. So
It is.
It's very important for us that
Mini
we're
golf
sharing
is
this with
huge.
you guys.
Yeah, we play mini golf a lot. It's huge.
Yeah. So yeah. Let me know how proud you are of me in the comments.
Yes. Good job, Teresa. And we did some go-karts, we did the Ferris wheel, and then we biked back, and it was like uphill the whole fucking time we were biking back. It was a struggle.
Yeah, we biked 15 kilometers. We walked a lot too.
We need some e-bikes.
What is that in miles? 15 kilometers?
I don't know.
I don't know. You guys can do the math.
1.6, I think it is, or something. We need some e-bikes. If anybody out there works for like an e-bike company and they want to sponsor ThreadTalk, just let us know. Also, I've been meaning to say this. I know like the chances of this are like 0.0001%. That's why I'm leaving at the very end of the episode. If you're hearing us rambling, you guys are true fans. But if anybody works at Fox Racing or any of their family or friends works at Fox Racing, I am the biggest fan of Fox Racing, motocross person, love Fox Racing. I bought my Fox Racing mountain cross gear. Her family buys me Fox Racing every Christmas because just anything with a Fox logo on it makes me very happy. So if anybody works or has family friends who work at Fox Racing and you guys want to help us out with a sponsorship, I will continue wearing all the Fox Racing merch for the podcast, getting the brand awareness out there. I know you don't need it, but I would just like to be part of the team. I know there's very, very, very slim chance. I'm just hoping and praying.
Fingers crossed. Denver.
I've sent emails, but nobody's responded. So this is the last.
You didn't need to say that.
Effort. I'm desperate, please.
Yes, help Denver out. It's his favorite. Literally his favorite.
Yes, and on the flip side, if anybody knows or is friends with Taylor Swift and can get Teresa an audience, hit us up as well.
Yes. Can't wait to go see her in like a month.
Yeah, if anyone's like Travis Kelce's like extended family or like Taylor Swift's cousin or something, just let us know.
Highly doubtful, but
maybe. We have a far reach now.
Do we?
So many people. So many people. We're gonna start getting recognized in the street. All right. Well, that's all we got. If you guys are hitting us up on Patreon, we appreciate and supporting you guys. If you guys are listening on Spotify, dropping down that 5-star review, we very much appreciate it. Just dropping down a comment as well helps with every episode. Appreciate that so much.
Sharing with friends as well really helps a lot.
Yeah, if you guys thought we were funny, I know we think we're funny, but sometimes, that's for you guys to judge. Send this episode to somebody who think that we could also be funny to them.
Or if you guys just want drama.
Yeah, or if
we
you
bring the drama.
We bring the drama. If you thought the story was relatable to something in your life, share it with those people who would also relate to it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, this has been episode 29.
That's it.
Crazy.
Also, don't forget the YouTube plug. I gotta say, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and YouTube members get early access. I gotta give all the plugs.
But you've given them.
No, I didn't do the YouTube one. This is the time for all the plugs.
Okay.
Thank you guys so much.
Thanks for listening. If you made it this far, we appreciate you.
And we'll see you guys next week.
See you next Tuesday. Bye.
Bye.